this. 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Oh, good morning, you beautiful people. Not in this room, but outside there in Los Angeles, Orange County. How the hell goes it? We are Klein Alley Show on KROQ.
Starting the insults early this morning?
Wednesday, you got, by the way, a lot of praise coming through. I mean, I think that as much as you think that you put up that Granny Panty Hall video as a joke, I think you knew that secretly you would find a bunch of people that are going to just give you constant praise and say how hot you truly are, and that people that have never actually seen us physically but listen to the show go, in my mind, I thought Allie was a 600-pound monster, and the reality is that is not the case at all. How dare you, Jake? She's getting all sorts of praise. I've never heard so much love coming through for you, and I know life is more about what you look more than just what you look like physically. But
that's
listen,
what you try to teach your kids, but we all know.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the most important thing. But listen to this, Allie. I mean,
hey guys, I don't know what anyone is talking about. Allie is 100% a Los Angeles 10.
A Los Angeles 10.
Oh, no. That is tough.
You've come a long way from being a Walmart 8. Now you're an LA 10. LA 10 is the greatest honor anyone can receive physically on their looks. And this guy said it. I just want to make sure we didn't mishear him.
Hey guys, I don't know what anyone is talking about. Allie is 100% a Los Angeles 10. On the Richter scale. You see what I did there?
All right, that was an insult. You son of a bitch. I thought it was a compliment.
I don't think I can compete with Bella Hadid and any other Hadid.
LA 10 on the Richter scale, still something,
It
Allie.
is still something, you're right. And you know what? My wife, when I showed her the video, because I had been working on it, I was like, what do you think? And she said, you know, someone will be into this.
Someone will be into this. That's a beautiful... Listen, I think that's such a great...
Not her, but someone.
Someone will, and then she just walked out.
I think that's a great mentality, good outlook to have on life about you right now, however you're feeling about yourself.
People are sick.
Someone in the world, that's the nice thing about there being billions of people on this planet, is that someone, somewhere, will be into it.
Yeah, and we'll find them.
Whatever your thing is. We got a decent show planned for you today. Get you into Ohana Fest. That's quite a lineup involving the great Green Day and Hozier and Eddie Vedder, and the list goes on and on. We will get you into that later this morning. Also, I think we're going to continue hooking you up with the advanced screening passes to Thunderbolts and much more happening on today's show. So get ready to get into it with us now as we are live and interactive. The phone's the text line, 800-520-1067. Allie there, Jake the Nerd back there. You got DJ Omar Khan, the audio sniper, getting ready to snipe with his sounds. In the back room, Postmaster Johnny and producer Vanessa. Together again. Good morning. Welcome to KROQ. Lots of things to give you this morning, so all you got to do is get comfortable and sit around. Apparently, new research out shows how much you should be having sex to avoid being depressed. And if you are depressed,
that one would come across your feed instantly.
of course, sent it to my wife immediately.
Did you see the heart attack one?
No, what's that one?
Yeah, if you have sex twice a week, you're less likely to die from a heart attack.
Oh, twice a week. There's a new number. That's so much better than the one I had, which is, I guess, if you want to avoid feeling depressed or being depressed, you need to have sex at least once a month. That's what they found. Oh. Now, the reality is, and we'll talk about this later in the show today, people are coming up with more and more excuses to not have sex. We've all heard them before. We've all used some of them before, maybe. I never have, but I'm sure people have used excuses to avoid sex. What are the greatest excuses you've used or heard? We will get to that and potentially save your life, or at least save your battle with depression.
Is doing that, by the way?
I think the only time I could think a guy would do that maybe is if he was in prison
Lost a limb.
and he was trying to not have sex with another guy.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's the only example I could think of where a guy would say no. Like, God, I wish tonight, but I've got
no matter what, I will rally, man.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's
But
only,
there's Netflix.
Yeah, but I can still rally because Netflix will still be there in 38 seconds.
Oh.
So don't be so turned on, Allie.
So I just feel like eventually, when you're with the same person for so many years, does it not get a little old? Like, are you doing the same positions every time, the same stuff?
Mentally, I can be with anyone.
Oh. Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
Or just buy a wig.
Do you tell her that?
Yeah, that's right. I say mentally I'm with someone else tonight. So, well, anyway, we will, and as a result of yesterday's show where we learned that the biggest advancement in all of our lives is the load towel, courtesy of Vanessa.
Let's pick up where we left off. Shall we?
Wait to see those.
Load.
By the way, Vanessa, I know you said that we are not allowed to make the towels with your face on them.
But Klein spent a lot of time doing that.
I spent a
after the show.
lot of time, and I have 3 different quotes from companies, and I think we're going to have 1,000 towels, like the kind they hand out at Dodger Stadium that people get to wave around.
When Klein was almost
our logo.
Ours are also sponsored by Chevron, so I'm very excited.
Know your load.
Chevron load towels with Vanessa's face on them. And Vanessa, I know you're not happy about it, but are you saying legally you would sue us if we did it?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Hey, but we could just use an image. You don't know if it's Vanessa, you know?
And we won't say load towel.
Yeah.
We'll call them tiny towels. We will
And
use
put a black stripe around over her eyes.
Yeah, we'll use your branding, which is tiny towel. But don't you think that's a nice thing we should give to the listeners and fans of the show?
Nah.
I mean, it was your pick for the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Tiny towel.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
call it the
Without
tiny
any
towel.
merch. I don't want merch with my face on it.
Tiny towel with a
Ew.
tiny person.
Yeah, with your face on it, it's going to look like a normal sized towel. See, she likes that. All right.
That's funny, but no, I don't want.
that laughter
I
maybe
really,
means you're complicit.
This is not okay.
Okay.
All right.
We will, Vanessa, really, you can convince her of anything if you just ask a few follow-up questions and make a few good points.
Vanessa, what would we need to do to have your permission?
Nothing. I already said no to this one. I will usually say yes to things, and
I
this
know.
one I'm saying no.
And we should respect her boundaries.
All right, so we'll
boneries.
we'll just make 500 of them. We won't do 1,000. That's too
Klein,
many.
by the end of we were in an important meeting
Yes.
yesterday, and he was on his computer making these load towels during that meeting. And at one point, his cart with 100 towels was still only $1.76.
Yeah, it's a great price.
Whoa.
I found a place that'll print these up for like a penny a towel.
Yeah, it really
But we got to
is
get them quickly before the tariffs kick in, or else we're not going to be able to get these towels. The price jumps to like $28 a towel. So we got to make them soon. But Vanessa has not been convinced yet. So how
It's
much?
just so funny that the amount of other things you should be doing. with
I
your
know.
time.
Well, it's a priority now.
This is important.
Hey, Vanessa, how much coffee would we have to buy you for you to be on
Oh,
board
good point.
with your?
No, because I already know what the sickles are going to do with this towel, so that's already in my brain.
They're
Nothing
going to
will
dry
convince
themselves,
me.
like you said.
Yeah, you said the purpose of the
These
towel
are lifesavers.
is when.
Is to dry yourself from a shower.
Yeah.
We got
Vanessa, no matter what we make, people will do weird stuff with it.
That's true.
So there you go. You
3,
don't
2,
know.
3. I'll take 2 tiny towels. Don't ask.
Yeah.
I want the Vanessa tiny towel. I need a tiny towel in about 11 minutes, guys. Come on. So here we go. People are already demanding them. They're a hot item. I think
They also put tiny towel in quotations, so, which we could do when we print out the towel.
Yeah, and Vanessa, people will use these for whatever they want to use them for.
I'll use it as a dish rag.
Don't you guys want the logo and spread
Nope.
the word?
This
Our
isn't
show,
about us.
not about us.
No,
About
you.
you.
No, I don't
about-
want this. I don't know how more no's you want. The answer is no.
Oh, we'll put that on the towel. The answer is no. We've got to take a break. We'll
Take
be
it!
back in a second. If you'd like $100 of Allie's money, easy money, all you got to do is call us now, 800-520-1067. Allie knows the news to get to in a moment. I believe in the last 24 hours, we received more theme songs about Allie knows the news than ever before. There's like 15 theme songs here.
Her panties are wide-spreading, and she ruins people's weddings.
Oh.
Let's find out if Allie knows the news.
Beautiful.
Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me.
All right, well, there you go. So many theme songs, and we'll give away $100 of her money. If you'd like to play, call us now. We'll do that after this at 800-520-1067. And if we do end up making these towels, we're going to write your name down. Not only will you beat Allie and get her $100, but we'll even put you on the number one spot to get a very special
How annoying.
tiny towel.
What?
I don't know
what
what.
you said.
I said, how annoying are you at this town?
Oh, how annoying. Got it. Okay, we'll be back there.
Here's the lineup for the 3-day Ohana Fest at Doheny State Beach.
Ohana Festival founder Eddie Vedder making the call on this one himself.
Are you ready, Ohana? Are you ready?
Listen to KROQ at 9 noon, 3 and 6 to win 3-day passes to Ohana Fest, September 26th to 28th, Doheny State Beach, featuring Eddie Vedder and the Earthlings, Queen Day, Hosier, Kings of Leon, Cage the Elephant, Garbage, Wet Leg, and more.
Hello, this is Ed Vedder.
Hey, this is Billy Joe from Green Day. It's Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant.
Hi, this is Shirley from Garbage.
Listen to KROQ to win tickets to see us.
World Famous KROQ. Yeah.
It's time for Where'd You Go? How Far'd You Go? Date Jake and an actual date with someone. All we know is that he met her on Tinder and she's an English teacher. That's all we know. Everything else we will try to figure out together. We'll let you play along. Here we go.
Where'd you go? How far'd you go? Did you guys go play bingo? Where'd you go? How far'd you go? Did you guys take a slow or no?
All right, we'll let some listeners get in with some questions as well. The only questions we cannot ask you are where did you go? How far did you go? But we can ask you anything else about you or this person, and then we will try to figure out where you went and how far you went on the date. The fact that he even told us about it, Allie, makes me think that something good happened. Because if it was just a total colossal failure, he may have kept it to himself.
It's funny because Jake he's got a pretty good poker face. If he is like, yeah, I want to date, you're like, oh, what happened? He could be like, I had sex all night.
Right.
Or he could be like, it went horrible. And
Right, trunk burger, another trunk burger.
Yeah.
Also, you know what's funny is that I did a little bit of research right now on Tinder, and Jake had a higher tier than normal Tinder thing. Yeah, because Tinder's free, and then you get a basic version. Then there's Tinder Plus, that's $10. Tinder Gold, that's $15, and he has Tinder Platinum.
Whoa.
That's $19.
Jake.
That's a Tinder.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
as 949 says, he's Tindering for two.
they think it's a throuple when they go with Jake, I guess.
That's crazy.
Jake,
Jake's
you-
thirsty.
Jake,
huh?
it's funny
God,
because
and you still only had two.
that was the platinum plan.
Yeah.
Jake, that's amazing. Did you know you were paying for the highest tier of Tinder?
No, I
There's-
didn't.
There's a higher one. It's called Tinder Select, and this is a yearly subscription fee for $500.
Whoa.
Oh no, this one's $500 a month. Yeah.
What? A month?
A
Yeah,
month.
that's what it says. Yeah.
Man.
Dude, people are spending $500 a month on Tinder?
Crazy.
The whole thing is
What a
insane.
waste of money.
I'm sure a lot of those people who are paying for it still don't even remember that. Like Jake remembered that he's still getting charged for it, but he's a platinum. Platinum
I
Jake.
forgot the first week. I had to go and cancel it, my subscriptions thing.
What? Did you sign up for that because you were really trying to get, find someone to get
Well,
laid?
Vanessa made it so we could do the AI challenge thing, and then I had it on my phone, and then I was drunk one night. I'm like, I'm going to sign up, and so I could start swiping on people, and I forgot.
Yeah, I got it. All right. All right, well, we just get one question. Where'd he go? How far did he go on this date? Allie, would you like to begin?
Yes. Jake, what was the first thing you messaged this person? What did you say?
Are you real?
I don't. I probably just like, hey, how's your week going? I think is what I said.
Hey, how's your week going? Was your opening line?
I think so. After we matched, something like that.
Okay.
All right, Omar, I got a question for Jake the Nerd. We're going to get into where he went, how far he went on this date in a moment.
Yeah, I know a lot about. I mean, we work with the guy. You know what? I hear something that's. What's your landscaping downstairs?
Oh. The same question you would ask anybody else. You're right.
You got a ball throw action going on. What's going on there?
It's trimmed.
Oh.
It's trimmed? Like how?
Oh.
Like short.
No.
Just short?
Next.
Like a mohawk? Like you got like a little landing strip down there? Or?
No, it's all the same. All short.
Oh, okay. Like how? What's the length? Like a half an inch?
That's enough, Omar. That's enough. A lot of detail. Jesus Christ. I need to write a new question because I also had a ball throw question. So I'll give you mine in a second. Hey, Maria, go ahead. You have one question now. We'll get into where he went, how far he went on the date. But what is your question for Jake the Nerd?
Did he prepare with a trunk burger this time?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I was going to ask something similar. You always have a consolation meal, and I know you're not as hungry anymore now, thanks to Lasara. But did you have a consolation burger last time? I think your first date with Tina, you had a trunk burger, a burger waiting in the trunk for after the date. If it went well or didn't go well, did you have any sort of a consolation meal waiting for after this one?
No, I ate right before.
Oh, you did eat right before. That's a good question.
Ate right before.
Kimberly, you get a question for Jake the Nerd. Go ahead. What is your question?
All throw questions are out.
Yeah.
Did you go in a car to the date?
All right, that's a great question. Was there? Did you pick her up in your beat-up car?
No, I did not pick her up in my beat-up car.
Oh, okay, good question. All right, Jake, I'll give you the final question right now. Have you self-pleasured since the date?
No.
It's a good question, Klein.
Thank you.
No.
You probably couldn't.
Were you waiting for a good question?
Yes.
And that's basically what we just said.
Yeah, that's right.
I couldn't. I watched Allie's video.
All right. Oh, that's good.
Thank you so much.
That'll cure you. That'll cure you of your ills, my friend.
I have cured someone of their panty
I
fetish.
believe it. Hey, we're going to check that world premiere of Allie's Panty Hall video coming up in moments. All right, we've learned a little bit about Jake. But now the only questions that matter, which is where'd you go, how far did you go on the date? A real match on Tinder. He's a platinum Tinder man. Who knew? Jake will cut many expenses and lots of things, but not when it comes to his Tinder. He is the second most expensive tier there is.
I think I know exactly what happened.
All right.
So...
What day was this, Jake?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Sunday date.
So here's what I think happened. I think he messaged back and forth with this girl. This girl, he said, was a listener to the show. I don't think that she would have swiped and chatted with Jake if she wasn't already in on Jake. I don't think she would have been like, I'm still deciding.
Right.
You know what I
So
mean?
she thinks she decided sex.
I think that she decided early on that sex was going to happen. But, of course, Jake wants to make everything convenient for him. So he suggested
Come to me.
go to a bar within walking distance of where I live. He met her at that bar. They had a few drinks, and then they walked back to his place to watch some stupid movie that no one's heard of. And then during the movie, they started up and had sex.
You ever see Anime in a Shack?
And she's like, sure, I don't know.
Right, I got it.
And then they had sex, and they're going to see each other again.
She wanted the novelty of Jake the Nerd.
I'm sure she wanted to see the Jake Shack.
I agree. There's no chance he left Burbank for the date. The date 100% happened in Burbank, probably within a 3-block radius of where he lives.
At first, I thought he was going to go to that taco place he won't shut up about.
Oh, right.
Because he found a new taco place right down the street from where he lives.
That's what I ate right before.
Okay. So I thought he took her there, but I guess he went there beforehand.
Allie, you know what? Knowing Jake, you could have gone there beforehand and during and after. All right, Omar, what's your guess? Jake the Nerd's big Tinder date. Where'd he go?
I think, Allie's absolutely right. She had already made a decision that she was going to go all the way with Jake, so they definitely had sex.
Like she's into oddities.
Yeah. And as far as the date, I think they just, they met somewhere. They went on a hike. I know Jake's a big hiker. I think they just wanted to get to know each other, so they went on a hike somewhere.
Hike. Yeah. Interesting. We can hike for a 3-block radius around this taco truck. I'm going to let Maria play along with us because she asked a question. Maria, where did he go? How far did he go on the date? You're a woman. Maybe you give a different opinion.
I'm a woman, too.
Shut up, sir. Go ahead, Maria.
I think that he took her to that bar that he always frequents,
Mm-hmm.
and he took Hibby, and I think that they did go all the way.
Also, 3 guesses for all the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Platinum Jake.
Also because Jake would be like, so what are we doing here? You know, he would be like, if we're going to do this, let's do it.
Kimberly, you got to ask a question as well. I'll let you take a guess. Where'd he go? How far did he go on the date?
I think he went to the same place, the bar that they said Holly had 2 or 3 shots. And got a little tipsy, maybe had another buzzball at his place, and then went all the way.
310 has an interesting guess on the text line. I'm going to guess that she went to second base with Jake's boobs, which is a great guess.
Motorboat?
That she felt Jake up for a change.
Cool.
All right, Jake.
Fine,
Listen, I
Allie's
think
show
it's
every
very
morning around
clear.
this time. Give you a shot to win $100 of Allie's money. Easy money. All you got to do is know a thing or two about what's going on in the world. And there's a lot happening. It's hard to keep track of it all, which is why we pick random headlines, quiz you about them. And if you do better than Allie does, as she's sitting there preparing the ADD news, we give you $100 of her money. It's her way of proving that she knows more about the world than you. And as a result, people have left so many custom theme songs every day on the GOAT line, like this.
You can see her fupa all on the YouTube. But let's find out if Allie knows the news.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Did I mention curls and oil?
All right, relax. No need to bring that up. Of course, you can always leave your messages. The number is 844-956-GOAT. And ever since Allie released her Granny Panty Hall video, many of these theme songs have been inspired.
She's got a fat moose knuckle and a camel's toe that's built for 2.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
find out if Lippy knows the news. I mean, Allie knows the news.
Oh, my God.
Moose knuckle, camel toe.
All right, relax, sir. I don't like that call at all, and I'll never play it again.
You've
Omar,
heard of Blippy, but have you heard of Lippy?
Have you heard of Lippy?
Here I am.
The kids love her. They love her.
You can't beat Allie Granny Panty Johnson. Don't you know she's the GOAT? She'll smoke your ass, fool, on Allie Knows the News.
There you go. That's just some trash talk right there. And
My
here's
God,
a live
I didn't
theme
know
song.
my underwear could be so inspiring to so
inspiring.
many.
On the phone now for a live theme song. Please say hi to the likes of One-Armed Gary. Go ahead, One-Armed Gary.
Allie knows the news. Allie knows the news. She might not be able to tie her shoes, but Allie knows the news.
That's a live theme song, right? Thank you, One-Armed Gary. Beautifully done. That guy was
Why
the lead
can't I tie my shoes? I thought you couldn't tie your shoes.
The fupa blocks you.
Yeah, Gary can't either. You're in the non-shoe time community.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary, you wear you wear those laceless boots with paint all over them or blood, right?
I'm in the slip-ons.
Yeah, that guy's in the Skechers slip-on.
I do love a slip-on.
He's got an endorsement.
Let's see him air up a tire.
All right, relax.
Cool.
Hold on, Gary. We'll talk to you in a second. Let's get into it. Ricky is on the phone to play the game. $100 up for grabs. Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning.
I got 5 questions here about the news. Allie will walk out of the studio. Your questions will begin. Answer them quickly, confidently, accurately. No cheating. If we find out you're cheating, you'll be banned from the show for life. Allie's leaving now, and your round of Allie Knows the News will officially begin in 3, 2, 1.
Allie Knows the News.
All right, over $2.7 million worth of what was seized from a warehouse right near Angel Stadium? Fentanyl. Go to question number 2. Luca donated $5,000 to restore what?
L.A.
All of L.A.?
Yeah, we're going to need a lot more than $5,000
I think
for that,
solves many of our problems. That'll cover 1 month of someone's rent. We go to question number 3. The Kings battled the Oilers in Game 5. Before we even talk about the final score, how many goals were scored in the game that took place yesterday?
5.
5 goals. We go to question number 4. This restaurant is offering over $1 million in free food for Cinco de Mayo. Which restaurant is offering over $1 million in free food?
Chipotle.
And finally, question number 5. What horse race is taking place this weekend featuring the likes of Citizen Bull, Rodriguez, and Flying Mohawk?
The Kentucky Derby.
All right, let's bring Allie in. We'll score it together. You started weak, you ended strong. This is Ricky and Almonte listening to the show this morning who would like $100 of Allie's money. Allie's out there chit-chatting with someone in the halls. Can someone please let her know that it's her time to shine? She's re-entering the KROQ studios right now. And hold on. Allie, get your headphones on. Don't say anything else. Ricky, here we go. Question 1. We'll score it together. Let's see how you would have done.
Okay.
Over $2.7 million worth of what was seized from a warehouse near Angel Stadium?
I believe that would be weed.
Weed. The answer is cannabis. He said fentanyl, which means Allie goes up 1 early. And that sounds like a fun warehouse and a fun giveaway at Angel Stadium. We go to question number 2. Allie's up 1-0. The great Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic donated $5,000 to restore what?
To restore the Kobe Bryant Gigi mural in downtown LA.
Yes, a beloved mural that was vandalized, and he said, whatever it costs to clean that mural, I will pay. And I'm actually surprised it was only $5,000. Feels you can't do much for if the city had paid to restore that mural,
it would have been $5 million.
$5 million, they would have said. It will take 9 people, 6 months, and we will
600 layoffs.
Right, but that is correct.
That's part of LA.
It's part of LA. All right, whatever. I'll give you the point on that as well. He said LA. But the correct answer is the mural. But regardless, that's fine. He's not going to win. I'm not confident.
Thank you.
To give him the point. Allie, give him the goddamn point.
Really?
He didn't do great. We go to question number 3. It's now 2-1. Allie's in the lead as we go to question 3. Kings battled the Oilers last night, game 5.
Yes.
How many total goals were scored in the game?
Oh, my God. Something like 1.
That's your guess? 1
I don't
total
know.
goals?
It's always so low.
That is wrong. He said 5 also. Wrong. Final score 3-1. Oilers got the win. Total of 4 goals were scored. No one gets the point. We go to question number 4. Over $1 million free food will be given away for Cinco de Mayo by which restaurant?
Chipotle.
He said that as well. Allie's still up by 1 with 1 question left. Chipotle is giving away over $1 million in free food for the Cinco de Mayo. And final question. Which horse race is taking place this weekend featuring the likes of Citizen Bull, Flying Mohawk,
cool,
and I forget which. And Luxor Cafe.
Oh, that would be the Kentucky Derby.
You got that as well. You guys both get the point. Final score: Allie still beat you. Wow, it was an interesting final score. 3-2, almost hockey score right there. What must you shamefully admit, Ricky, over the airwaves of KROQ? Now, go ahead.
Shamefully admit, my name is Rick from Almonte, and Allie knows the news.
That is true. Nothing we can do about that. Thank you for playing, though. Tomorrow morning, win that same $100. It could be yours, and it will be yours on KROQ. hole, and I feel like I'm going to come across as such. So let me just preface this by saying that is not my intention, never really is.
I will say, you're a lot of things, but you're not a natural a-hole.
Thank you. I think a lot of people think I am.
Someone who has 2 of them, you're not.
I was born with 2. It's a birth defect or whatever you want to call it. I don't know why. Everyone's got their thing. My thing was 2 buttholes. It's weird. Not happy about that. Would love it if you guys stopped bringing it up, but for whatever reason.
At least you only have 1. Like one weird thing about, your body.
Well, the
I've got a
small
lot of
nipples,
them.
The tiny nipples.
You're right.
I got quite a few things.
And the mound of hair everywhere.
I mean, that's schnoz, by the way.
Thanks,
Oh my
Omar.
God, I forgot about the nose.
And a tooth.
Thank you guys for all of the stuff you've brought up.
Sorry, you were saying you're not an a-hole.
What I was trying to say was that yesterday I went out after the show and after the meeting and after I ordered all the towels for Vanessa and I met my buddy that lost his house in the fires for lunch.
Oh, the fat guy.
Yeah, well, he's actually he's on something like Jake's on now, so he's lost a ton of weight,
dude.
And I said, "Oh, you on? I forget what Jake's on. Jake's on the thing from Lasara. He's on something similar. What are they called, Jake? The
semaglutides.
Sure.
GLP-1s.
GLP-1s. He's on a GLP-1, and I said, "Oh man, those must be working. You look, you lost a lot of weight." He's like, "No, it's not because of those. It's because of the stress." And I said, "Well, yeah." Let's be honest, it's probably because of those. I mean, you can't blame the stress. You can't say it's the stress. I get it. It's stressful. You lost his house. Everything burned up.
When I'm stressed, I gain weight.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I gain literally stress weight.
Because of just like stress eating?
Yeah, I don't know. My body's just like, I don't know. I got to save everything. Like all the fat just accumulates.
So he goes, well, no, it's not because of the GLP-1s or whatever. It's because of the stress. And I said, but you are on the weight loss drug too. He's like, oh yeah, every day. I go, well, so let's not blame the stress completely for it. It's probably the other thing. He's like, all right, whatever. Why are we getting caught up?
Where's the part where you're not an a-hole?
I'm getting to it. So we're out and we're having lunch, and he's ordering a few things, which I think to myself, that's weird because he's probably not going to eat these things because he's not eating.
Were you at a nice place?
Yeah, it was like he picked it, and it was Culver City, but it was like a sit-down restaurant waiter, and I'm looking at the prices, and it's not like as I'm kind of doing the math in my head, I start thinking, do I need to offer to pay for this lunch still because he did lose everything in the fires?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Well, it's been a few months, though.
I think you got to pay until he gets a new house.
That was one of the conversations we were having, is you kept talking about how he's been unsuccessful because everyone, everything's crazy bidding wars and everything's out of control, and he still hasn't gotten settled by insurance yet, and he still has to figure out how to, he's got to handle this big plot of land. They have this plot of land that, is completely rubble at this point, but they needed to pay to clear it, and they needed
they had to pay to clear it?
Oh, yeah.
Out of their pockets? That wouldn't be covered by...
Some of it will be, yes, and this is the whole conversation I was having with him pretty much during the meal was like, have you gotten anything paid back? Well, they didn't really cover a lot of the stuff inside the house because we didn't have good records of what we had in there, so it was like through memory, and we're trying to go through photos to look at what's in the background, but all that stuff, he's like, you don't get, if stuff has gone up in value or gotten more expensive to replace, you don't get any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So he's talking about how he's, when all is said and done, he's going to be out, money, understandably, but luckily for him, his wife's parents live in Southern California. They've been living with them. He's been living with his in-laws for I said that's the real disaster here. You got to live with your in-laws for 4 months or whatever.
Did all this make you feel bad about the things that you complain about in your life?
Not really.
Oh,
yeah, because I shifted over.
What about you? Oh,
he was in the middle of talking about. He's like, and anyway, the memories of the things I miss the most. And I was like, excuse me, there's cilantro in this, sir. There's cilantro in this. Hello. So then he's talking about it, and he's better now. Like emotionally, he's better now. He actually said, he's like, I just try not to even think of. It's weird because if I'm not talking to other people that also lost everything in the fires, I don't even talk about it. Like everyone wants to ask about it. It didn't lose anything because they think that that's what you're supposed to do. He's like, but I just kind of completely I almost want to block out that
that
ever
part
happened.
of your life is just in the background while you just wanted your life to move on.
Right. And I said, I try to be positive because me, Mr. Positivity. I go,
oh, yeah.
Isn't it great, though, that in some ways, I think a lot of people look at their closet and they go, oh, I'd just like to just start all over. Wouldn't it be great to just start all over, throw all this out and start fresh? And I was like, don't you get that feeling? Like you get to just start all over? He's like, no. He's like, there's a lot of stuff.
Start all over with the new used underwear that I gave you?
Yeah, and I did give him some stuff. I gave him some shirts and some used underwear and some other stuff. And then the waitress comes by with the check at the end of the meal, and she kind of does that thing where she's, two guys. So
what do you do?
Right. so she puts it kind of down, but she looks at him, looks at me, and I'm thinking like, God, this guy, I guess I got to offer to pay again because he just finished talking about all the stuff he lost.
Was it a pretty big bill?
I don't know what you would consider a big bill for lunch, 2 guys lunch.
I mean, anything over $100, I feel like is a lot for a lunch.
It was, with tip, it would have been just over.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over. And so I said, I guess I'll get this one, and he goes, well, you don't have to. And I'm like, well, you're sitting here talking about how, once again, you're...
But was he saying you don't have to while, like, grabbing the bill? Like, no, I'll take it. Or is he just sitting there watching you take it?
Klein, this guy lost everything. He's
Omar,
your
but
best friend.
yes, but Omar,
what are you doing?
Omar, I've gotten him a lot especially in the weeks and months leading just after the fires. I was having him over all the time. Come by, I'll order whatever you want. Come buy this. Take all my clothes. Take my underwear. Take this. I'm just curious. When does this?
It doesn't have an end date, Klein.
Well, that's the question I have without trying to sound like an
Never
a-hole.
have lunch with him again.
When can I stop being a good person?
Yeah, at what point? Because he will always have, my point is, he will always have a bigger loss than, he will always
but
have
this guy's a smart guy. He's your pie wine partner. I mean, he's going to come up and he's going to be fine eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
And that's at the point where then you don't have to, buy him dinner and stuff.
Yeah, didn't this guy have his own sob story on Shark Tank? And didn't his wife have cancer and stuff?
Yep.
Does he have a job currently?
Yeah, he's got
I
a job.
think you're fine. He can pay.
Thank you, Vanessa. That's what I said.
All right.
That's what I said.
Hold the receipt up and burn it in front of him.
So, and then I was mostly mad because he ordered like 3 things, and they were kind of just all sitting there still.
Really? He didn't eat any of it?
The shot
because he doesn't have an appetite. So he would kind of like try. He'd do that thing where he's like, "Let me try that." Take a little bite, move over, try that. Now, so now I'm like, dude, did this guy do this? So then I said, "Are you going to take that with you at least?" He's like, He's like, I got nowhere to put it.
There's me. I can take it.
I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. I'll just take care of this.
Did you take it with you?
No, I didn't take his
Oh
leftovers.
my God, there's food waste happening?
Oh yeah, a lot of food waste.
Oh, then he doesn't just, no.
Because he said to the person, I hate it when the waitress, they were like, can I take, you're all done with this? Can I take it away? And he's like, yeah, you can take it away. And I'm like, whoa, take it away. Wrap that up. Eat that.
What?
So... But
why would he order stuff and then not eat it? That's what I get so frustrated with when I am a customer or when I was a server saying, I would never say, are you all done with this when something's half full, because you're not done with it. You ordered it. Eat it.
Yeah. So anyway, the question is how long? We're still.
How long are those leftovers good for?
Yeah, that's the question.
3 months.
KROQ. Klein, Ellie, KROQ.
With all this, we are very happy for you if you did get laid.
He didn't get laid. I'm pretty confident about that. He did have a pep in his step today, but I think it's just because he keeps losing all that weight.
Right. Natural pep.
Yeah, I think that it did involve a park with his dog, because he probably had to go to the park anyway for his dog. Jake doesn't prioritize the dates, as you know. So it was, I'm going to take the dog out to the park if you want to come meet Kibby. They were at a park.
I don't think his dog can walk anymore, though.
Oh, yeah, she's all atrophied out because he just carries her around, lugs her around that cleave.
I think.
So I'm going to say, I still think it was a park date. It was definitely a free date. You ate before, so you didn't offer to buy her any food at all. And then after walking in the park, I think you said something like, you want to just come back to my place. She probably wanted to see the Jake Shack to see if it was anything like we talk about on the radio.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was, I'm trying to think, did she feel... I don't think there was hooking up at all. I think it was like a friendship thing, and she's probably also asking for a refund from Tinder.
You know, apparently there are hints on Jake's Instagram story. Was this the woman who was dancing on Jake's IG story? If any of us followed him on Instagram, that would have been helpful information.
Seems a little... I don't think I follow Jake. That seems a little premature to be posting the person you went on one date with already.
Look at her, look!
We're Instagram official. I've known her for 11 minutes. Is that the same girl, Jake?
No.
Oh,
okay.
Whoa,
No,
look
the
at
party
you.
I went to on Saturday night.
You're a real platinum man, making his way around town.
Platinum man.
All right.
Hello, I'm
Jake,
Mr. Platinum.
Are any of us exactly right?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
Moment of truth now. Where did you go
And how disappointing is this going to be?
How far?
So disappointed.
How far did you go on this brand new Tinder date over the weekend?
Well, I tried to make plans with her on Saturday, but she was busy. So we made plans for Sunday, and I said, well, I play in a weekly card tournament on Sundays. Do you want to meet up after that?
It's so much worse.
That you said to her, I cannot accommodate this date. I have a weekly Magic the Gathering event I go to.
He said, yeah, well, I didn't say Magic the Gathering. I just said cards. And then I said, I'll be done like around 3 or 4. And she's like, I'll be available around 5. Does that work? And I said, sure. So we met at 5 at the bar across the street from cards.
Did I not call it? The place that is the most convenient for him?
Well, of course, the most convenient.
Okay, then
so,
what?
So you walked across the street. How many times during Magic the Gathering did you tell everyone you were going to meet a real woman, a real human woman afterwards?
Yeah, I have a girl waiting.
About it.
A girl waiting for me at the bar.
Yeah, if you need me after this.
You know, after this tournament, I got a date.
So you went over to the bar next door.
Well, first I went and got tacos because I had some time to kill. And then I went home and changed because I get sweaty playing cards.
Oh, my God.
I love you.
All right,
And
so
then?
you're all covered in sweat. You change. You go, and then you go to the bar.
Now I go to the bar, and she shows up, and I have a beer, and I buy her a vodka tonic, and we sit and have a good conversation.
And in person, what's your first impression? Because I know sometimes the profile pic doesn't, fit the real life person.
I thought she looked exactly like her profile pic.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like she showed up and gave me a hug right away. I bought her a drink. We sat there and had a good conversation, and then I walked her to her car and gave her a hug goodbye, and that was it.
Whoa.
You think there was going to be any conversation of meeting up again, or?
There could be, but I kind of got more of a friend vibe from her. She was a nice lady.
I thought Tinder was the app where it's like sex is like guaranteed. I'm like, what?
I thought it was just for hooking up.
I think the tagline for Tinder is creator of zero friendships.
Right.
You're the only one who found a friend.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm good at it.
You bought a platinum friend from Tinder?
Worth every penny.
Wait, why did you get the vibe, Jake?
Did you tell her about the shirt change?
Of course not. Why would I tell her that?
Jake, what?
Told her I won my tournament, though.
Oh, God. That's it right there. Just hear the sounds for drying up on the spot.
Oh, my God.
And she was a fan of Kibby.
Yeah. So you brought your dog on the date, too.
Of course.
Of course. He brings her everywhere.
And
so did she say anything to the effect of we should do this again?
No.
Did she say we shouldn't do this again?
She didn't say that either. I'm sure if I invite her to like a concert or something, she would go.
Did she speed away when she got into her car?
I didn't see that, but I did hear tire screech.
Here is the audio of the date ending. Let's take a listen. There she goes. All right. I think that went well. All right.
Bye-bye, friends.
All right. Well, Jake, congratulations.
Yeah, good for you.
What a story. Man, that's a platinum man right there. Jake the Nerd on KROQ. What a date, huh? Take our first actual look at what's going on in the world with your ADD news in just a moment. Then we start giving you all sorts of stuff. Allie, what's coming up?
Ladies, how would you like to pee standing up and save the world while you're doing it?
Listen to that. You can be a hero, and you don't have to sit on a dirty toilet seat. You need them details. We'll give them to you after Audio Slave on KROQ. dare, a double dog dare. You can see us on YouTube. We're streaming live every single morning. And while you're there, you have opportunities to eavesdrop in on what happens during the songs, during the commercials. Sometimes Allie changes, does full outfit changes. It's very exciting stuff happening on YouTube right now. You can listen to us on KROQ, the podcast, or watch us as we stream on YouTube every single morning here on KROQ. Thanks for helping us pass that 100K sub number. I wonder when that plaque arrives so we can hang it in the studio and or destroy it. We haven't decided yet. Let's get into your news now, and then we'll get into a brand new hour of the show. Sold out Royal Otis tickets at the Troubadour in your future. Get you into Ohana Fest. That lineup dropped yesterday. Cage the Elephant, Green Day, Eddie Vedder, Kings of Leon, Hozier, and more. We'll make that happen for you as well, and advanced screening tickets. When you hear the unaired scene from the upcoming Thunderbolts movie starring our very own Vanessa, when you hear us play that at some point this morning, call us up and get yourself advanced screening tickets to Marvel's new movie, Thunderbolts. All right, that's all coming up this morning, but first, your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
One of the many things that makes LA unique is the many beautiful murals that exist here in LA. We are the mural capital of the world. We have well over 1,500 in the county and at least 24 of just Kobe Bryant. But one of them was vandalized recently, which, what an ultimate fail of a human being. Shame on you. I mean, even if you like graffiti, there are so many other things to graffiti. Even just that vacant high-rise in downtown LA. I mean, people are graffitiing that, and it looks like a lot of fun. Just keep doing that.
Amazing. I was down there over the weekend looking at it.
It's kind of looking beautiful.
Yeah, with the naked eye. I feel like we need more graffiti on those two high-rises downtown, flanking crypto arena.
You don't have to graffiti the murals. There's plenty of other space. A GoFundMe was created to fix the mural, and Luka Doncic, the newest member of the Lakers, donated the entire amount requested, which was $5,000. And this GoFundMe was put up, I believe, by the group that created the mural. And now they have the money they need to fix it. It's still raising money. I think it's at almost $6,000 now. But if you recall, after the fires,
if it gets to $7,000, I will pierce my other nipple. I'm not. Luca,
Blind Charlie is going to call in, and Luke.
Yeah, Blind Charlie and Luke are like the same. They're
just
like,
keep matching it.
And by the way, Blind Charlie wants to point out he's not a millionaire. I guess I thought he was super rich because I didn't realize he didn't get insurance money for going blind. He went blind because I guess he ate too much Taco Bell and played video games all day and drank Mountain Dew. But he just wanted everyone to know, even though he did fund my nipple getting pierced, Allie, he's not rich.
Oh, man, Klein, I am not rich in any shape or fashion or way. Please don't say that. I don't want to get mugged. If somebody sees me out walking on the street, like, oh, that guy's got extra cash. Let's jump the blind guy.
So don't jump Blind Charlie. He wants everyone to know he does not have extra money at all.
He's just definitely rich, right?
Right, of course. He's got to be loaded.
Seen that cane? It's high-end.
Yeah, he's got like a T-shirt that he spray-painted red stripes on so he doesn't get hit by cars. That's rich stuff right there, okay?
Do you also feel like, Luka's been very generous since he joined the Lakers. He donated $500,000 to the wildfires. He's donated to this. Do you feel like, LeBron's been a Laker for a while. Most of his charitable donations are for Akron, Ohio.
Yeah, that's right.
And do you feel like there's a little bit of a weirdness now that Luka has been so public with his generosity for the city since joining?
Well, Luka has been brought in, by all people that seem to know a lot about sports to be the future of the Lakers organization. LeBron's on his,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So
that he's more of...
He needs to be, embraced and...
he is. Everyone
I get it.
Loves him.
And by the way, and I was at a game recently, that's a guy that looks like he is trying every minute he is on the court. Whereas LeBron looks like he's trying...
he's got the red face and everything. He is sweating his ass off.
Absolutely.
All right, here's some good news for all the women out there who have always wanted to pee standing up. It is our biggest plight at a concert, camping, any place where the bathrooms are disgusting or not readily available. But one company has created a solution. It's called the Pequel. It is a female urinal where you can pee standing up.
Is that different than the Sheenus?
Yeah, because this isn't something you put on you. It is an actual porta-potty style urinal thing that you can walk into. And they are popping up everywhere. They've been spreading quickly. They were most recently used at the London Marathon, and they were used very heavily. And they recycled a liquid, too. And they just tallied everything and determined that all the lady pee from the London Marathon was used to make 3,000 loaves of bread.
What?
Oh my God.
Allie,
Pea bread?
You've got to be reading an Onion article again.
No.
This is real news?
Yes.
Are you
it's
sure
real
about
that
this?
They turn the urine into fertilizer for wheat, and they used the water to make loaves of bread.
Okay.
See, this is where sometimes
No
I
way.
think that I believe this and I want this to be real, but then you say things on the news, in your news, and then people call afterwards and they go, Allie is wrong.
I'm a county worker, and I'm watching thousands of people in front of my office line up to strike. And Allie knows the news. She says they're city workers. It's L.A. county workers.
Oh, my
You
God.
idiot. Bye.
Okay, that guy wanted to inform you that yesterday's news was incorrect. So today's news is that they're making
It's
bread.
not incorrect.
They're making
It
bread
was-
with urine.
Everyone gets so caught up on small details.
Well, that's an
Just-
important part of the news.
Everyone knows about the strike, okay? Like, you think everyone's going to be confused? Oh, no, L.A. City versus L.A. County. What am I hearing?
Right.
How am I going to figure this out?
Well,
like, you get it.
But in
if you're
this-
not an idiot, you understand what I'm saying.
Water to grow wheat is different than using it to bake bread. It's a different connotation.
So you're saying that the urine collected at the London Marathon was collected in lady urinals, and then they've collected all that urine and then made loaves of bread with that urine.
They used the water for fertilizer to grow wheat, which they then used to make bread. They've announced that they were able to make 3,000 loaves of bread. That's the equivalent of the amount of wheat that they were able to grow using the female urine.
Is it possible that they're saying that the water they saved by not flushing a toilet was used to make that bread, and they're not actually using the urine water to make the bread?
No, they're using the
Okay.
water.
All right. Well, listen, that's a new recipe.
It's claimed also to reduce the time of a woman average toilet visit by 270%.
I believe that.
Because they're not spending the time sitting there, wiping down the seed, all that stuff. They're just walking there, they're opening up their pants, and they're peeing right down into the urinal and then walking away.
9:09, best joke of the morning so far. They should call that bread urinal cake. I love it. You guys are funny. All right, we get into a brand new hour of the show after this one from Fall Out Boy, and we start giving you stuff immediately on KROQ.
I'm gonna make it bend and break.
just after 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. We are Klein Alley Show KROQ. Later this morning, get you into Ohana Fest. What a lineup just announced. You want to see it? It's up on our socials, Klein Alley Show. You can check us out. We're on YouTube right now, or better yet, listen on 106.7 KROQ. Like the good Lord intended, I'm Klein. That's Allie.
Hello.
Got the audio sniper known as DJ Omar Khan.
Hello.
DJOmarKhan.com. In the back, Postmaster Johnny and Vanessa taking the calls at 800-520-1067. And Mr. Romance, the platinum dating man known as Jake the Nerd, is back there as well. He was at a big concert last night with one of his weird bands that he's always telling us about that we don't listen
Mogwai.
to. What's that now?
Mogwai
Right.
from Scotland.
Got it. Great.
Very good.
Yep, a lot of people like that band. Jake always informs us that we don't know what's going on in the world of music. But we will get you into a couple of shows this hour, including sold out Royal Otis Troubadour. Those tickets will be coming up in a few moments, and we will ask you the age-old question, how much danger have you put yourself in, or what is the greatest length you've gone to try to get your phone back or save your phone from being destroyed? I think that we all put our lives on the line on a regular basis to get our phones, to save our phones, because without our phones, we're nothing.
I ran into oncoming traffic and chased down a taxi in India to get my phone back.
Yeah, people will do all sorts of things, don't even think about it. And we'll get into that because something really funny happened involving a guy and what he basically put his life on the line for. It was all about getting his phone back. So we'll hear your stories of survival, all based on the phone. I actually knew a friend that left their phone at an airport, got on the plane, landed where they landed, realized their phone was at the other airport, then bought a one-way ticket to go back, flew back to get their phone at the airport where they left it in the bathroom. This is KROQ.
When you
like to see Royal Otis, sold-out show happening at the Troubadour May 5th, or you'd rather go to an advanced screening of Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts at Vidiot's Eagle Rock on Thursday. That's happening tomorrow. Let us know, and all we're asking from you is, what is the greatest length you've gone to, biggest danger you put yourself in, just to get your phone back or save your phone from falling or whatever else happened? We got a crazy story, which we'll talk about in a moment, involving a real person and what they did to try to get their phone back. And I feel like all of us have a story at least once where we realize after the fact that probably was not worth it, but it also kind of was.
Well, even just on a very basic, simple level, the instinct that you have when, say, your phone falls into the toilet to just grab it, that's the instinct that will make you go lengths that you never imagined.
Sure. So we want to hear your stories. We'll get to those in a moment. 800-520-1067 and give away some tickets for our favorites. Meanwhile, Allie, do you remember this woman?
Hey, Klein, Allie. This is Jules. Jules Dumas.
Remember this woman, Julie Dumbass is her last name, and she she claims she was the worst contestant ever in the history of Allie Knows the News.
The worst contestant ever on the Allie Beat Allie thing. Anyway, point of story.
She doesn't even know the name.
This lady can't just talk.
She has no ability to speak, and she's a real rambler, if you remember.
I work in LA today. I have a 5 p.m. call. It's a late call. So I'm wondering, I have some wonderful cookies. I did not make them. They have KROQ, Klein, Allie show on. I want to drop them off after I finish my shift.
So apparently yesterday in the middle of the day, she left this message on the GOAT line that she was going to bring us some cookies that she wanted to let us know she did not make, because clearly, we're not eating any cookies this woman made. But she
said they have Klein Alley show on?
Klein Alley show and KROQ cookies.
I just need to know if it's okay and to confirm the address. My phone number, 949.
We don't need to go over her phone number now, but
I don't know how to get a hold of you any other way. I just want to drop the cookies off before they go bad. They're delicious.
Before they go bad.
Take on all liability. I have.
She says a lot of weird things you wouldn't want someone to say before they bring you.
Released liability?
Listen to this.
And yes, I will take on all liability. I have lots of insurance because I used to be an insurance agent. 949.
All right, we're not going to. But anyway, so then she leaves that message. No one responds to her. And then a few hours later, we get this message from that same woman.
Hey, this is Jules. I'm down in the lobby to drop off cookies.
Oh, my Lord. I love that she calls the GOAT line when she's in the lobby, like anybody's going to answer. We say in the message, no one is going to answer this call.
And nobody's picking up, and I can't just leave them in the lobby.
Yeah, of course not, because you're crazy. I mean...
mysterious cookies.
Yeah,
I was working on set for the Sugar Show with Colin Farrell. But anyhow, I'm back on Friday, but I don't want the cookies hanging forever. All right. Hopefully somebody picks up and comes down.
I don't know where these cookies are.
And I wonder how long she waited there. I think probably hours.
But apparently there's some cookies floating around somewhere in the building. If we could track those down, that'd be great. Because we
want to see these mystery cookies that were not made by her but have tons of insurance behind them.
When we get back from this super quick break, we will start taking your calls. And I look forward very much to getting some of these people on the air, because as I'm just even reading some of the stories, the things that we will do to save our phone or get our phone back are absolutely insane. And we'll hear your stories, give away some tickets after this quick break, KROQ.
Here's the lineup for the 3-day Ohana Fest at Doheny State Beach.
Ohana Festival founder Eddie Vedder making the call on this one himself.
Are you ready, Ohana? Are you ready? Listen to KROQ at 9 noon, 3 and 6 to win 3-day passes to Ohana Fest, September 26th to 28th, Doheny State Beach, featuring Eddie Vedder and the Earthlings, Green Day, Hosier, Kings of Leon, Cage the Elephant. Garbage, Wet Leg, and more.
Hello, is that better?
Hey, this is Billy Joe from Green Day. It's Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant.
Hi, this is Shirley from Garbage.
Listen to KROQ to win tickets to see us.
World Famous KROQ. Yeah, that's right.
Did you hear?
Are you ready?
I'm not ready because I already think I know what this is, but there's an intervention that is apparently being called. And I am, the victim. Is that the right word? No?
No, you're the
We're the
recipient.
victims.
Yeah, we
you're
are.
the victim. Excuse me. It's
You've got this wrong already.
I'm doing something that is affecting you all, and you would like to intervene
Numerous
on
things.
Yeah, but Klein, we have to start out by saying we love you. And we're telling you this because we love you and we want the best for you. And I know you're turning into the person that you don't want to be. I know that you would see yourself walking down the street and you would say, that poor sucker, I can't believe he's living his life that way.
Well, I don't accept your love.
Why?
Well,
Come on.
it's
This is just resistance.
This is a silly way to start. And usually I thought the way it's supposed to work is I'm supposed to walk into a room thinking that we're having a pizza party, and then you guys are all sitting in a circle going
let's get some pizza.
Yeah, I mean, you could have at least gotten me some effing pizza here.
Okay.
That was always the most jealous of that part of the intervention, was the part where the people got like a cool surprise party for like a second, and then they realized, oh, wait.
And they're like, have a seat. We're actually in a conference room.
Yeah, like I at least wanted that part of it.
Oh, everyone's here. Hey, guys. What's going on?
This is my half
It was like
birthday?
the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There's something new that you're doing. There have been things that you've been doing for a while. Yes, you are on your phone a lot, and we'll get to that. But there is something specifically I want to bring up, and then I'll let everyone else share different ways that you're affecting them negative.
Not Vanessa. She's not sharing, is she?
Yes, she is.
I'm sharing.
Vanessa. Thought we're cool.
Now, after the show is over, 95% of the time, soon as we get off the air, we say our goodbyes, have a moment to ourselves, start to talk about the show for tomorrow and what we want to do. You take out your AirPods and you put them in your ears and you just leave them there. Might not be on a phone call, might not be watching or listening to anything, but you've got them in there. I called you out on this at one point and you said it's so I don't lose them.
Yep.
You're the guy
Stand by
that's
that.
walking around with AirPods in at all times, even though you're not on a phone call. And you will do this during meetings. You will have your AirPods in during meetings while we are trying to put together the show. I have no idea what you're looking at. If anything, I don't know if you're paying attention or not. Don't be the AirPods guy. Please, you're bigger than this. You're better than this. You don't need to be the AirPods guy. Just put them away.
All right. Well, let me just start by saying I can already stop this problem. I lost them.
Oh, great. All right, next.
Really? You did? You lost
Yeah,
them?
because
So your big plan did not work whatsoever?
Yeah, because I didn't put them in my ears one time, and now I've lost them. So I have the case, but I don't have the AirPods.
But there are many different things that you are doing to avoid direct communication and contact. Jake, do you want to go next?
No, hold on. I thought we just solved the problem. Problem solved.
No, there's
numerous problems.
There's numerous
That's not
problems
how
that are
intervention-
funneling through the
Well,
same thing.
BS. That's not how interventions work. You pick one thing. You're on meth. Let's deal with the meth.
The problem is that you're not present and you're not listening. There are a lot of different ways that you're doing this, and there are a lot of different people who are affected by this individually.
I listen better than anyone. I'm the best listener. I do.
Jake?
Yes, dear Klein.
Oh, I hate this. I'm
Your
not listening.
behavior has affected me negatively in the following ways. When I load audio onto Vox and tell you what it is, and you don't acknowledge that I said anything, and I have to say, "Do you hear that?" and you still don't say anything, and I say, "Klein," you go, "Yo, yeah." And then when I talk to you over the comm to tell you something or ask you if you're good on audio, and you don't answer me, but actually it's worse. You do answer me, but you don't take the effort to press the button, and I see you on video not pressing the button but saying stuff as if you pressed the button. I can't hear you if you don't press the goddamn button.
Wow.
This is not a good intervention.
Also, you still owe me $300.
First of all, I've
Okay,
seen,
that's irrelevant.
I've seen intervention. They've never yelled at the person like that and made them feel bad about it.
No, they're supposed to cry instead.
We do a lot of checks and secondary checks. It's too many checks. I say, can you put the audio in? If the audio's in, to me, that mission accomplished. I don't need hey, did you get the audio? You need a good job? You need a pat on the ass?
He needs confirmation that you received it.
Allie, how annoying is pushing this button?
It's not annoying.
Oh,
you reach for it, and you're like an inch away.
And then you can't do the extra inch.
Right.
I end up pushing it a lot for you because you can't make the effort.
Fine. Let me bring up something that just happened like 10 minutes ago, and I did not get confirmation on this, and this is part of the problem. Is I put in this brand new, shiny goat line bed that we're supposed to use when we go through the goat line bed, right?
Yes.
And I chime in, and you're distracted because you edit everything last minute. I'm like, hey, dude, just so you know, the goat line bed is in there, and I don't hear anything. So I'm guessing that you heard me and you see it in the system because I loaded it in the system.
That was a
Did
fail.
you play the goat line bed?
No, I did not.
No. Why?
I had my AirPods in. I was tuning you out.
Which 909 said, what do you care, Allie? It's none of your business what he's doing with his AirPods. And generally, it's not.
No, I don't
it's
want to
when
be that
we
guy.
are
You're
at
right.
work
I don't want
in
to
a
be that
meeting.
guy. Sometimes you see some people that you see, you go, I don't like that. I don't know that person, but I don't like them based on that. And I don't want to. Once people get to know me, they don't like me. But I want them to get to know me first. I don't want them to not like me just on how I appear.
Exactly.
And when I put the AirPods in, it was my plan to not lose the AirPods. I finally.
But in a meeting situation where you're talking to people, it cancels out like 75% of the the sound.
No, it doesn't because they're not on.
Yes, it does.
They're just
They're
resting.
not on. How big are your ears?
Dude, look at them. They're huge. Look how big my ears are. They're
No
massive.
wonder you lost them.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think could be in there right now.
All right,
There are
Johnny.
4 pairs in there.
Johnny, do you want to go?
I don't like this intervention, and I think we've covered it.
I'm ready.
We've covered enough. One thought per break, guys. Too many thoughts.
Okay, mine is really quick. Mine is just, and I know this kind of lends itself to your disability, but I have.
Lends itself to my disability. You're the guy that thought the Iditarod was hauled around by a bunch of Jamaican guys.
All right, stop deflecting.
It lends itself to your ADT, but I have one for when you walk.
ADT?
You got the disability.
Your security
pal.
system?
ADHD.
All right, let's move on to Vanessa.
All right, let's hear Johnny out. I like what he's saying. Go ahead.
Whenever we're talking to you or I'm talking to you, you do this thing where you kind of listen, but then like after like 4 or 5 seconds, you start like drifting and walking away from when we're talking to you. And you're like halfway out the door with your bag, and you're like, all right, yeah, I'll tell son, and then you get caught up in a conversation.
Guys, I understand the point.
Yes, but then what Omar's saying is that you aren't really listening. You're just trying to make us think that you're listening to us.
I am listening. Sometimes it doesn't need to be said in such a long. Johnny will say like, "Hey, I'm going to post something today at 2:00." I go, "All right, cool." To me, that's everything I need. He goes, "Thinking about 2's better than 2:30 because if I go 2:30, it's going to be too close to it." And I don't need. I walk out. I don't need all that. It's too much information.
All right.
I got a busy day.
Vanessa?
Piggybacking at everyone pretty much. Is that how you say it? Anyways, when we have meetings and you're on your phone.
Guys, I hate meetings.
And you're like in social media, I don't know if you're paying attention to what I'm saying. And you know I don't speak very well, so I need full attention.
Vanessa, what did you just say?
Exactly.
I know what you said. In fact, here's the big.
We are not feeling heard, is what we're telling you, Klein.
You're a bunch of whiners is all.
You're not listening.
Can I say something? Allie thinks because she's doing this on a keyboard, she has her computer. I use my phone for everything. My computer is almost useless. KROQ, we are Klein Alley's show. A couple of tickets up for grabs right now. It's a pick at your ticket opportunity. Want to see sold out Royal Otis Troubadour? We can make that happen for you. That show's happening on May 5th, or perhaps advanced screening Marvel Studios Thunderbolts. The question we have for you right now is, what is the greatest length or most amount of danger you put yourself in to save the most important thing in all of our lives, our phone?
Yeah, and we were thinking about this because there was this story of this guy who had to be airlifted from Mount Fuji. He was getting altitude sickness. He was a hiker, and he had to get rescued. And then 4 days later, he had to get rescued again because he went back up the mountain. He went back to Mount Fuji to retrieve his phone. And he again got altitude sickness and again had to be rescued. I think he did get his phone back, though.
Yeah, so worth it, right? Think about all the things, the close calls, the can't believe I did that, almost did that. And then at the end, you go, that was probably not worth it. But then you also go, God, replacing a phone is so annoying.
At least I don't have to go to the Apple store.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Mount Fuji.
Right. What are my options here? I got to deal with the customer service, going to put the insurance claim, got to get a police.
And that guy with the iPad, I don't know if he's putting me in the right order with everyone else.
I think everyone at some point, at the risk of losing your phone, has done something where they potentially put their own life on the line, and we will take your calls now at 800-520-1067. Dave, you saved a phone. What did you do?
What's up, guys? So I was camping about a year ago, and I was standing by the fire, and I was, just checking like my emails, text message, and my phone slipped out of my hand and landed into the fire pit.
It's a great thing to be doing while you're camping, checking your emails.
I want to get away from the real world, stand over a fire, check my emails.
So calming.
Right. So you dropped it into.
I went to grab. I went to go grab it out of the fire. It took me a couple of seconds, but I ended up getting up and then got second-degree burns from that.
So you dropped your phone into a fire pit.
Was it like in the smoldering coals on the side, or was it in the main part of the fire?
It went right in the middle where everything was burning hot. And like I said, I went to grab it, and like I said, it took me a few minutes because it was hot, but I went and just grabbed it, got it out of there, ended up getting second-degree burns on my hand and a little bit on my arm.
And was the phone okay?
The phone was a little melted, but I mean, it was kind of okay. But
as long as you can keep checking your emails, you got to get back to those people ASAP. Yeah, that's one of those moments where you have to make a decision within a second. Do I let my phone burn, or do I
let my hand burn?
Do I let my arm burn? And I think you made the right call there. I think you did. Let's say hi to Monica on KROQ. Good morning, 800-520-1067. The question we have for you is, what is the greatest amount of danger, biggest risk you put yourself in? What did you do to save your phone? And potentially you leave here with tickets to a show or a pre-screening of a Marvel movie. What's up, Monica?
Hi, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Before I tell you guys my story, I just want to say that video of Allie trying on underwear was super hot.
Oh, okay, wow.
All right, now that we've questioned your morals, go ahead with your story.
It's funny because when I saw that video of Allie doing that, I threw my phone into a fire. So that's interesting. Go ahead, Monica.
So me and my friends had stopped by at a liquor store to grab a couple drinks, and my friend parked in red next to a storm drain, and I had my phone on my lap, so when I got out of the car, my phone slipped into the storm drain, and I was crying, and I was trying to literally squeeze into the storm drain, and didn't fit. So then there was these construction workers right next to the store, and we had to literally bribe them with beer, and it was a whole ordeal. I was crying. I was so close to calling the city to come get my phone, and it was crazy. And thankfully, the construction drivers had tools, and they popped open the storm drain. They crawled in.
What?
I was literally trying to crawl in. They're like stopping me, like, no, you.
You were going to go down there and try to get your phone and try to squeeze your own body in there. Who even knows what happens in there? That's the worst place on the planet.
That is the depths of hell, that place.
But the fact
Monica. The thing that's tricky is that you know where the phone is.
Right. It's right there in your sewer.
It's right there, and you can't walk away knowing that your phone is right there, and you could have gotten it.
Right. The worst is someone's calls your phone, you hear it ringing from the sewer system. But you got found the right people bribing with beer.
The clown answers it.
And the clown,
hello, this is Monica.
Let's say hi to, this is Laura on KROQ. Laura, you risked your life to save your phone. What happened?
Hi, well, I was playing poker on my phone, and I was walking down the stairs, cement stairs in a hotel, and I tumbled all the way down, but I was trying to save my game and my phone at the same time.
So you risked your own body.
Both of my feet.
Oh, you broke both your feet to save your phone in the middle of a poker game. Well, that's once again, you made the wise decision. Would you have a good hand?
Is this my mother calling?
This sounds like Allie's degenerate mom.
It really does. I didn't want to juggle my cigarette and my phone.
Yeah, all right, hold on one second. Let me say hi to, let's say that is Jay. Jay, what happened to you?
Sweet Dibbit. Good morning.
What's up?
I spent over $200 and over 4 hours trying to retrieve my phone. I went to Paris. I was staying near the Arc de Triomphe in a hotel. I left my phone charging, and we had to leave that hotel to go to the Paris Disneyland hotel. And by the time I realized that I left my phone, we had to pay Uber to get back over there, which was an hour and a half to go and an hour and a half to come back. So that was a total trip, about 4 hours, plus the language barrier. It was kind of hard to have the receptionist understand that my phone is in the hotel room, so I had to
And they're like, shut up, American.
Right. Just another American needing their phone. Yeah, well, that's a totally different thing where there's no danger involved, but the amount of time to get it back is.
But you're also in another country, and you feel like if you don't have your phone, it's not like you can just run to the nearest store and get another one. That's a whole ass process.
Ali shared with us the story of a guy that had to get rescued from Mount Fuji, and then after his rescue realized he didn't have his phone, so he went back to Mount Fuji to get his phone, then had to get rescued a second time.
Yeah, that's 10,000 feet above sea level just to get your phone.
Chris, what your story is something that I fear has happened to me before, and I did not decide to be the hero. I actually lost a phone this way. But what did you do?
Hey guys, what's going on? So I originally I grew up in the Bronx, New York. I was coming home from a Yankee game one night, and I was on the 6 train, and it was actually on the elevated part of the tracks, and I was walking out. My phone dropped through the gap between the station and the train.
Oh!
And when the train pulled out, it was sitting there on the tracks. It didn't even drop down to the street. So I jumped down onto the tracks and got it, and there was like a train at the next station ahead, and I climbed out in time.
Now, they also do warn you that a lot of those rails are electrified, so that if you touch the wrong rails...
Yeah, but I didn't just tell you that.
Oh, you don't think that's real?
Yeah. I didn't touch any of the rails. I jumped down right onto the wood planks of the tracks, and I grabbed my phone. My friends were freaking out.
Yeah, well, that's, once again, if you die that way, it seems like a stupid way to go out. But if you do get your phone and successfully survive, you go, all right, no harm, no foul.
And if you've ever been in New York, I used to live there. If you see somebody on the tracks, you're like, what is going on? Whoa, 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 whoa. Someone's about to die. I mean, everyone freaks out because anything can happen.
Hey, Marie, we all will do stupid things to save our phones. Maybe not as stupid as the guy that climbed Mount Fuji twice, but what happened to you?
So it happened to me. Me and my girlfriend, we were sitting across from each other at Hot Pot. And have you guys had Hot Pot where it's like the boiling water with food that you cook it with?
Yes.
Well,
love those.
I was trying to show her something, and I don't know what I did, and my phone fell into the hot pot. And I put my hand, not thinking, like, oh, this is boiling water, not thinking, putting my hand into the hot pot to grab my phone. And it didn't dawn on me. I'm just like, I just shoved my hand into hot water, and it was the adrenaline of trying to get my phone.
Yes.
And I ended up burning my hand, like, on the side just from, like, just by shoving my hand in that water.
How good was the phone, though? Did it taste delicious afterwards?
Was it what?
Nothing. It's just a bad joke. All right, Jen, we give you the final word. We can take these calls all day. Apparently, every single person has risked their life to try to save their phone. Jen, what happened to you? Maybe the most dangerous story yet.
Oh, man. So I was working at a sanctuary farm with animals like horses, goats, and cows and stuff like that. And we were volunteering, me and a friend were volunteering, and we're picking up like manure and shoving it and putting it in piles, kind of look like OG Jurassic Park scene.
Oh, we're at big piles of poo.
And, like 5 minutes later, didn't realize phone slipped into one of the piles.
So it had been sitting there for 5 minutes, and you said, I still got to go back and get this.
Yes. And I didn't realize the phone was there until the friend called the phone, like in Jurassic Park, and you're just looking for it, and we're hearing it. Yep, we're hearing the phone ringing from one of the piles.
Well, giant pile of manure.
This is like a great game show.
It's a great game show. And you ended up having to go
fish around and get it.
Go into the pile of manure to get your phone back?
So yes, but a goat was staring at me, like looking through the manure, and this goat is just dead ass staring. I mean, sorry for the language.
No.
Like looking at me like it's about to like run over me.
Yeah.
Or just looking at why are humans the ones ruling the world right now?
Right.
They're sifting through poop
all right,
to get a
we
phone.
heard a lot of stories. We're going to reward one of you handsomely with some tickets. Thank you for the interaction. Greatly appreciate it. We will come back. Also, a happy birthday to Francisco Rico. We don't do a lot of birthday shout-outs, but that's a request on the text line for the 626. Happy 17th, boy. show. Congratulations, Monica. All those great stories. You stood out to us. You crowbarred your body into a storm drain in Los Angeles to try to get your phone back. And I believe you wanted tickets to Thunderbolts, the screening of Marvel's Thunderbolts, which means we still have to give you some sold-out Royal Otis tickets. We'll do that later this morning. And the next time you hear this...
Thunderbolt and Lily very, very frightened me.
Which will happen sometime between now and 10 a.m. this morning. Call us up immediately and get yourself into the pre-screening of Marvel's Thunderbolts, hosted by Miles the DJ, happening this Thursday at Vidiots.
You know, I'm getting more comments about my panty haul video. 714 said, I agree with the last caller that I'd like to see Allie trying on regular underwear, and another person requesting a bra haul try-on video. But I never thought that the most embarrassing part of this entire process would be the returning of the underwear and not the underwear video itself. I went to return the haul that I purchased because, let's be honest, everyone's buying all these panties, they're trying them on, and they're either selling them to weirdos or they're returning them. They're not keeping all these panties.
I'm kind of surprised, El Cheapo, yourself, you wouldn't look at this as a great opportunity to sell them to people that are into that sort of used
People don't
underwear.
want them. No, they don't want them.
No, those
they don't want
ones,
mine.
Definitely not those.
So I, like many people, went to the Amazon website, clicked return, had to explain why I'm returning them, and I didn't want to say panty haul video. I just said they didn't fit. And they give you these drop-off options.
I looked at the video. They didn't fit.
They really didn't fit. I was being honest.
And I don't think those fit anyone at any size. Those were not built to fit. Those.
No, they were like really wide in some parts and really small in other parts.
I found one of my wife's thongs on the floor yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, this looks so different than the underwear that Allie was wearing in that video in so many ways. Like, it was just the tiniest.
It was like lace.
It was
tiny
this like hot little thong, and I was like, "This looks."
It's the same species.
No,
Shut up!
That's what I can't believe. These are technically in the same aisle of the store. I'm shocked. This couldn't have looked any different.
So I chose UPS drop-off because that's one of the more convenient return options. So they have you can go to Whole Foods, you can go to all these different places, right? So I go into UPS with a package, the original package, with 3 different sacks of underwear inside.
Oh my God.
So I walk in.
Oh, poor UPS.
And I realize that I don't have a digital return thing. I have to forward them the email of the package so that they can then look at the return label and print it out.
Okay, is the underwear...
it's concealed right now in the bag.
Okay, so they don't know what you're returning at this point.
No, but once he receives the email, he sees the panties. And
Granny panties.
Yes, very large, colorful panties. And then
is that what it said in the receipt? Large, colorful panties?
Well, it's like the Women's Bliss, women's briefs or whatever,
right.
Big ones.
And I would like to believe they deal with so many returns every day that they don't actually look at what's being returned, but probably certain words do pop out.
It gets worse.
Oh,
so he prints it out, and then he scans it, and he goes, "Oh, this is just for one of your items, not for all 3." And I go, "Oh, well, what about the other 2?" And he goes, "It looks like you selected Whole Foods drop-off for those items."
Oh, man, you idiot.
It's like,
and that one, I've seen people do the Whole Foods drop-off.
It's embarrassing anyway.
Yeah, you got to put it on a folding table in front of people.
You do?
Oh, yeah. You haven't gone to that one yet?
No, I've never been before, but I was like, I never choose that option because it seems embarrassing to even bring an Amazon return to a Whole Foods.
Take up the table.
It's probably bigger than anything they sell there.
Right.
Ma'am, what are you putting a tablecloth down on this table? We don't need one.
That's one pair of underwear.
So then I
think Allie's setting the table for Thanksgiving outside of Whole Foods. Just one pair of underwear.
Oh, our banquet cloth is here. So I give him the one pair. So then I'm having to fish around and figure out which ones I have done the UPS return for.
Man.
So I have to take all of them out and juggle them.
You got people in line behind you?
Yes.
So
there was a long line.
Because everyone gets real impatient. All people want to do when they go to UPS to return something is they just want to get it out of their life.
Oh, my God. It's so annoying. You just want it to be 30 seconds and you're out.
Right. So you've got the underwear now. You're taking the underwear out of the package.
To survey which ones were the ones that were the UPS return. So then I'm concealing as much as I can. So I've got the other 2 packages kind of tucked in my arm, and I just take out the one that I'm returning at UPS and I put it on the table to be weighed. And I say, these are the ones.
They said, "Ma'am, this is too big for the scale."
He said, "Well, what you selected, we need the envelope as well." So I had to then take the other ones out of the envelope.
So you're holding underwear in your hands, You both hands.
I'm trying to conceal them. Now I have to
take them
walk out with the bare underwear because he's now taken my package.
Poor people. Everyone in that store. I'm so sorry for you. You have to watch this.
All of this happened while I was on the phone with my mother, and I was like, oh, this will just take a second. Now it's taking a very long time. And as I walk out, I'm like, sorry, Mom, I had to shoot this panty haul video, and now I had to return all this stuff. It was very embarrassing. But she knows the world of returns.
Sure.
And then she goes, oh, well, while I have you, I might as well share my panty story.
Oh, the throat goat?
It's like,
the throat goat?
What
your
is
mom?
your panty story?
Oh, I bet you she's got a lot of them.
No, so it's actually similar to what she's been doing. So she has been, she's buying a lot of things online and trying to resell them. She bought a panty haul. She bought a box of panties.
Probably yours.
No.
What a ripoff.
And she found that there are these underwear that are a very specific brand. They're super expensive. It's like $600 for a pair of these panties.
What?
So
what underwear is $600 a pair?
The ones, I don't know. She said the
I think your
brand.
mom's
It's
getting
very
ripped off.
long.
I think
No,
your
it's
mom's
some
getting ripped off.
brand that's like, I bet your wife would know what it was, but it's this like fancy brand.
Fredericks of Hollywood.
So then she buys them, and most of them that she paid were like $20 a pop for them. She puts them online.
Asian provocateur?
No.
Is that it?
No. So she puts them online and immediately, within an hour, sells them for $100 to a man named Frederic in Miami.
Come on.
Yes, and she has now sold all of these panties within record time, and now this is going to be her niche.
Write down
is
your
buying,
mom's. What's your mom's phone number?
Buying panties and selling them online. I'll have you call her because
we got to get the throat goat on the phone.
She knows the
for
brand.
this.
I don't remember what it was, but
Allie's mom is apparently, in addition to we know she's the throat goat because she's been married a bunch of times and she keeps upgrading her husbands every couple of years. She's like a Black Widow spider or something.
She eats the head of the first one.
Hold on, I got to find out. You think she's going to answer?
Yeah, I don't think she's doing much. She's probably playing bingo on her phone.
She's like a degenerate gambler, big smoker. Told Allie to stop wearing.
Your call cannot be complete.
Boy.
Okay, hold on.
She told Allie to stop using condoms when she was having sex. It would feel better. I mean, all the things you would think a mom wouldn't normally say to their kids.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see if we get her on. Do we have her throat goat theme song on the ready? I want to make sure she's.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice
She's shutting us
message
down.
system.
She's shutting us down. The throat goat.
We'll get her on.
I bet you she's busy now. If you know what we're saying.
No.
So she's becoming a panty. It's funny. You
so
lost
now she's
money.
all in on panties. Wow. Selling them online because she's like, it's sold faster than any item I've put online.
All to some dude in Florida.
She was some guy that she was like, I thought that the first person that would buy it would be some sort of prostitute. But it was some gay guy in Miami.
Unbelievable.
She's like, so I think that's my new thing now, is selling panties to gay guys.
We'll have to get Allie's mom on the phone at some point. That's fascinating. We'll take a quick break. We come back with your actual ADD news. Then, it gets good. Ohana Fest tickets in your future. Did you hear this lineup? Eddie Vedder, Kings of Leon, Hozier, Green Day, Cage the Elephant. You will be at that show. We'll make it happen for you, and we'll do it soon.
Klein Alley Show. KROQ, the world famous KROQ. KROQ.
KROQ, we are Klein Alley Show. Although currently we are dressed as eagles to celebrate the greatest story to happen in Southern California in some time, the birth of the babies of Jackie and Shadow.
Yeah, and I was able to get a really great deal on some highly inflatable eagle costumes just because I don't want Jackie and Shadow to get all the glory. When you think about it, anybody on a live stream can be a bald eagle and get attention, don't you agree?
I don't understand what we're attempting to prove here by dressing up. I think this was one giant... you and Vanessa got inside of each other's heads, and you started hyping each other up and saying, oh, it'll be great if we do the show dressed like eagles.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, but...
I like it too.
Visually, I
like it too because I'm not doing it.
Right, of course.
That's the best part.
I tried so desperately this morning to shift this onto someone else. I was like, oh, it'll be just as funny if Jake comes in here dressed like an eagle.
No, he can't fit in this costume.
But we're going to attempt to, I guess, feed each other now.
Well, yeah, because like I said, the big story yesterday was that they did their first feeding, and obviously it's fascinating. I mean, Omar, you've been gripped by this, right?
Oh, yeah,
You're one
I love
of
it
the
to death.
80,000 people that have been watching Jackie and Shadow and seeing how their eaglets' lives are starting out. So why can't we get in on some of that attention?
I guess we realized that... God damn, I hate this thing.
This is so loud.
What I realized is that people are obsessed with watching cams of eagles, and since our YouTube, live YouTube is kind of new, what could we do to maybe steal some eyeballs away from the much more popular eagle cam? And we decided rather than just be a better version of a radio show, which is impossible, we tried, let's just maybe dress like eagles, and maybe we get some confused really slow adults that actually check out this stream and think that they're looking at the Jackie and Shadow cam.
Some of the immediate comments on the YouTube live stream are that Klein's nose still somehow looks better than the costume's eagle nose.
Thank you. I'll take that as a win for me.
So do you want to share some of this beef stick as a nice breakfast?
So I guess what we were going to attempt to do right now is recreate eagles feeding each other, because that is the thing that everyone's going nuts about. If you haven't seen it yet, you're not yet watching the live Big Bear cam. But everyone thinks it's the greatest thing ever. In fact, I can't even play this audio because I can't even see my...
I think I can
get it. Could you have bought louder costumes, Allie? Or were there louder ones available?
Look, there was another one that was really, really good, but it was like $200. And these ones were $37.
Well, you got everything you paid for here.
Okay, hold on a second.
If you are wondering why it sounds different in here, it's because we are currently encased in eagle suits. And in a moment, we are going to attempt to feed each other. And I believe the meal this morning is a beef stick of some variety.
Johnny, while you're here, can you please open up the beef stick, because I can't open it myself with my wings?
Allie, I think we should let Allie try to open it up, because this was her idea from the very beginning. Let's let her...
Well, and I also have a lot of respect for these eagles, because it is hard to do things without hands.
Yeah, do it your mouth.
Put the mask on the right way.
Well, I can't bite on it.
Yeah, Allie's all ass backwards with her whole costume.
Okay.
And
her face is coming out of the neck.
Yeah, it's a terrible...
Enough about my neck!
The costume cannot accommodate Allie's giant long neck. If you are wondering what this monstrosity looks like, you can head over to YouTube.
Johnny, open that up for Allie. What are you doing?
No, I want Allie to try to open.
Oh my God!
It's a much funnier segment. Allie tries to open things in an eagle suit, because the reality of this is that it wasn't really that well thought out. I think they just got so excited about the eagle costumes that we just assumed the rest would figure itself out.
Oh my God, I think I got it.
And it clearly has not. So,
yes!
All right. So for anyone who's enjoying watching eagles do things, which apparently happens once a year around birthing season, maybe, just maybe, you'll enjoy this. Allie's going to
I'm going to go over there.
Stick it up, and we're going to attempt to feed each other, baby bird style, mouth to mouth. This is a live feeding, which apparently is all the rage these days on the cams. So take this, real eagles. Hold on. Allie and I are going to attempt.
Klein's stuck.
I'm trapped. Hold on.
Oh my God. This looks like some sort of weird porn.
I got this stick in my mouth, guys. We just did a very successful and unsuccessful live feeding. Oh, beef tastes like cigarettes. Were you smoking again? You know what's funny about this dumb bit is that Allie thought this had enough legs to do once every hour. She goes, oh, we'll start every hour with a live feeding. And I said, I think if we do this once on the air, it'll be more than enough.
Look, I also said we should wear these the entire show.
Right, that was another big mistake. So
but I didn't know how cumbersome they were going to be. I didn't realize we wouldn't have access to our hands at all.
When we get back from this break, you will never hear of this ever again. So enjoy this memory while you can. The show continues next. And speaking of feeding, If you're the parent of a Girl Scout, father or mother, and you would like to prove that you are the best seller of the cookies, since we all know the responsibility falls on you, it's a chance for you to call us now. We'll let you try to outsell each other, and we will spend hundreds of dollars to buy boxes of cookies that we definitely don't need, but Jake will probably eat them all. That's next. News, and then you can see them again if you win tickets to Ohana Fest. We'll give those away at 9 a.m. sharp. They are on that lineup, along with Hosier and Eddie Vedder, Kings of Leon, Green Day, Cage the Elephant, Wet Leg, and more. And we will make that happen for you later this morning. Just keep listening, keep calling if you need the numbers. They are 800-520-1067. And now your news.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
Usually when a store closes down, you assume that it's a Joann's or a Forever 21 or something. And a lot of these stores are closing down because everybody is shopping online. So it is rather ironic that now UPS stores are cutting jobs and closing down over 100 locations.
Oh, you don't see the irony in this? You just told us a story less than 5 minutes ago.
Because everyone's online shopping. It's nothing to do with my return
of
yesterday.
You going to return your used underwear at a UPS store, and now breaking
Fastest
news.
mush of all time.
It really, your mushes are getting so much faster. It's unbelievable.
No, this news came out before I made
You
those
move at the speed of mush.
She really does. She just mentioned UPS. God, if you're a business or a person, you better hope Allie never says the name of your company or out of her mouth, because your days are numbered.
Hey, you know what else I mushed? Crumble. Crumble's going down.
Well, you were always negative about Crumble, which makes me actually think that they're going to have a positive resurgence. But
It doesn't matter. If I talk about it, it's going down.
Yeah.
They're
Jesus.
facing a nearly $24 million copyright lawsuit.
Oh, Crumble is?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's rough. All right. Earlier, I told you about a female-centric story of women's porta potties. Now, don't worry, guys. I haven't forgot about you. Here's a story for you. Can you and 99 other men take on a gorilla? It's a question that was asked by the internet and has gotten 200 million views, thousands of comments about how this would go down. Of course, eventually this question made its way to ChatGPT, and here's what it said the outcome would be. If 100 men were to face a gorilla.
What size gorilla?
Well, that was all talked about. I don't know.
Baby gorilla in a diaper.
I think I could take it on.
Yeah, I would feel bad. I would feel bad beating up the baby gorilla, but if it
Like
did,
Justin
him or me,
Bieber?
man.
yeah, as long as they know that what we're doing, then it's okay. And by the way, when you tell the story later down
As
the line,
long as they know what we're doing.
well, as long as the gorilla's informed. But later in the future, you don't have to say it was a baby gorilla in a diaper. You just say, I beat up a gorilla.
So what ChatGPT said was that the gorilla would win if the men can't organize properly. Several men would probably panic and break ranks, which would end in multiple injuries and even deaths, and ultimately the gorilla would win. But if humans were to sacrifice a few men in their group to outlast the gorilla and tire it out, eventually you would have a pretty good chance of beating the gorilla. But there's still a pretty good chance that the gorilla would fight until the end, and then you'd be pretty worn out. Even Mr. Beast has chimed in on this and said he wants to do this.
Of course he does.
Why
would
he
he
should
not?
totally do that.
Yeah, he's the guy
I would
that
pay-per-view that in a heartbeat.
he would fund that, and people would be really. If you think about back to like the Roman stuff at the Colosseum. I mean, men battling.
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Giant beasts. I think we're at that point in society, so let's go ahead and make it happen. But I do believe the gorilla, and also it depends on what type of men. Are we talking about like the men that are buying your mom's underwear in Miami, Allie, or are we talking about like real like men?
They would slap the crap out of that gorilla.
Yeah.
Slap it, slap it, slap it.
Yeah.
Slap. And that would tire out the gorilla over time.
Sure.
Sure.
The reality is, baby gorilla, maybe. Full-size gorilla, I don't think 100 guys have a shot.
I agree. And ChatGPT seems to agree. Unless you have a really good plan going in and that you're willing to sacrifice other men to make this happen, the gorilla will win. All right, what do your emoji choices say about you? Apparently, more people than ever are using them, and it says a lot about you. Most people think that your text is incomplete without one these days.
Modern age of technology has given the world a new problem. Do I send that text with or without an emoji? Well, a new survey says 4 in 10 Americans think a text feels naked without some sort of icon.
Most younger texters use both thumbs, but the older generation tends to peck away with the index finger. Now we're learning some text messages are considered incomplete or naked if they don't include an emoji.
Now that is a clear indicator that someone is not good with technology. If they're holding the phone with and just tapping with an index finger, you're like, my God, that is taking so long, and you must not know what the hell you're doing. And they're probably sending you a GIF instead of some kind of emoji.
You know me, Allie. I'm no friend of the emoji.
You don't like any... You don't like emojins or emojis?
I like emojin boots, but I don't like emojis at all. And I don't understand why. I know that there's a lot of pressure. Because even like my wife will be texting some of her clients or whatever, and she'll be like, what's a good emoji for this to send as well? Like, what do you need an emoji for? You just wrote appointments on for tomorrow. Like, what are you to add anything? She goes, it feels...
incomplete.
She says it feels too like professional and not like friendly. It adds a level of friendliness to it.
Oh, well, they said women are more likely to use emojis because they want to come off as agreeable and open. So they throw in a bunch of emojis and they want to make sure they sound excited to talk to you. And so they think that people who care a little bit more about how they come off, maybe not necessarily insecure, but you care more about what other people are thinking, so you're more likely to use emojis. You don't care what other people think.
No, and also I really don't like it when I have male friends that will heart things I send them. It really I don't know if that makes me homophobic, but it bothers me like I send someone.
Why?
Why would I
just thumbs up it?
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, thumbs up. It's just weird to get a pink heart from a buddy of mine. It's weird, and I said, "What is this all about?"
Frederic in Miami stuff.
Yeah, like they send me a heart. I'm like, "What?" I said, "We're going to meet later for wings." Why do you have to heart that?
Well, because that's delicious. Wings are delicious.
But Omar's right. Thumbs up it. I don't know why that became acceptable. I don't like it.
I'm going to start using hearts for everything.
I don't like it. Thumbs down.
Yeah, that's right. Big thumbs down. Now, brand new hour of the show starts now. The first thing we do is get you into sold out Royal Otis. If you want to go to the Troubadour, call us now. 800-520-1067. Let's go.
Klein Alley Show. 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. It is Klein Alley Show. This is KROQ. We got lots to get into. Tomorrow, Green Day gets their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We will be there if you want the information. Details up on our Instagram as well, but it's going to be happening just outside of Amoeba, right there in the heart of Hollywood, right around 11 o'clock. Get ready for that big star dedication. Rumor has it we may even chat with Green Day tomorrow to get them ready for the big star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Cool.
So we got lots to look forward to there.
Are you going to bring this up?
Green Day may be the greatest trio since Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Oh my God, we have to ask them that.
I do not.
But are you, Billy?
Don't think I'll
What do you think, Trey Cool?
I will not bring that up.
Trey Lame.
I wish you would not bring that up either, Omar. You don't stop bringing it up, for the love of Christ. If you remember, we got a chance to meet Omar's alter ego, AI Omar, nice Omar, positive Omar.
Guy's the worst.
Loves the planet.
He
loves the planet.
He's the great. He's the opposite of Omar in every way. In fact, I think that we can all agree that AI Omar was maybe everything Omar is not, right? And he was so good. I mean, even the things, Allie, he would say about the show, he put everyone in a good mood.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and excited for all the fun we have in store. Klein, you are hilarious. Your life is so put together, and you really seem to have it all figured out. I look up to you, man. What an inspiration. Working for you guys has been more rewarding than Kevin and Bean. In fact, I'm so dedicated, I've decided to take a pay cut.
Wow, he's the best. Nothing like Omar.
That guy is.
That guy's nothing like real life Omar. He's so much better.
He's a heart emoji guy for sure.
You know, yesterday we were supposed to get this apology from Postmaster Johnny because of his, lack of respect, etc., to everyone else on the show. This entitlement that he's been bringing.
There was a bit of a blowout on the show last week.
And he never really gave us any sort of an apology. But fear not, we found AI Johnny, and AI Johnny will be checking in just a few moments. And I'm going to tell you, I
can't wait.
I think you're really going to like AI Johnny because AI Johnny's everything Johnny's not.
What up, my fine, upstanding co-workers? Just wanted to say I have a lot of respect for all of you.
Love this guy already.
Oh my God, so nice.
He's got so much to say, and I think we're finally going to get the apology that we never actually got from Postmaster Johnny.
We had to manufacture our own apology through a voice clone.
Yeah, which is, and I get it. People are upset about it, and I understand why. Like, these are just some of the messages on the go line about Johnny.
Hey, guys, sweet dibs, but I don't want to pile on, but since the legend Douchemaster Johnny is going to write an apology letter, despite, I'm sure, being functionally illiterate, I figured I'd help him out by compiling a list of things off the top of my head that he should be apologizing for.
Oh, boy.
1, antagonizing callers. 2, antagonizing Omar. 3, being the only person on the show who won't produce content outside of work hours for the show. I mean, even your child labor recorded content on a boat ride. 4, accidentally admitting he has genital warts, but being such a brain-dead imbecile, he doesn't actually think he has an STD.
Well, that is true. He did admit that he has genital warts.
Or did he get an STD test? So very likely he already gave his girlfriend this.
Okay.
5, that unbelievably stupid chicken in a pants routine and being so full of himself that he thinks it makes him Mr. Beast or something.
Okay, all right, listen, this guy's got a long list. We don't have time to get into all this now. He said it's...
6, being the producer of a radio show for a week and thinking it's remotely acceptable to show up 3 minutes before airtime. 7, not realizing that besides being clinically brain dead for once a week, there's not, for a segment, that there is...
Oh, boy.
Not even a moment where he provides any kind of value, besides Johnny doesn't know, to a show of people who bust their ass while he unapologetically does nothing.
All right, well, some of this...
Did you write this down?
This goes on for another 3 minutes.
Oh,
we're not going to listen to all of it, but I just want you to know...
This is more work than Johnny did all week.
AI Johnny is going to be on with us to defend himself in a few moments.
Legends. Seriously. I got here at 5 a.m. this morning to write this letter of apology.
Okay, we're going to get the official letter of apology from AI Johnny, which is going to make it all worth it, I think, right?
Oh, yes.
Real Johnny, what do you think of AI Johnny? He's got a good work ethic, huh? He was here at 5 o'clock this morning. When were you here this morning?
This is kind of scary because AI Johnny kind of sounds like really like me and Justin Bieber kind of.
Right. He does sound like you. That's the whole...
this is crazy. He sounds like me. That's eerie.
It's kind of like scary because it's like, whoa, like you guys could like really make this guy say anything.
Yeah, that's right.
We did.
And we did. And we're going to get to that in a second. So that's the bit. Hey, Karina and Costa Mesa, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You're going to go to sold out Royal Otis at the Troubadour, all right?
Yay, sweet. Thank you, guys.
You're very welcome. Hold on 1 second. We'll be right back with the official apology from the unofficial Johnny next on KROQ. We are a Klein Alley show. And, there's been a lot of anger on the GOAT line from listeners that feel that Johnny has been disrespectful. And I don't know if it's their own issues they got with Gen Z, maybe in their own workplace. And as a result, they're upset because Johnny has, we've had some issues here about, follow through and respect and all the other BS. And, we did find out he was a guy that was leaving all the dirty dishes in the sink. And then that led to a note. And that person who I think wrote the note no longer even works at the company. I think things got real weird real quick. That escalated rather quickly. But that was all part of anger that a young punk was leaving their dirty Tupperware in the sink. Anyway, listen, I could play these messages all day, but I'd rather hear from AI Johnny. But here's just some of the people, and some of them are like in tears over this.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to go on about the Johnny thing again. First of all, if somebody was bashing me in any situation, even if it was just a one-on-one person telling me what I did wrong, but this was, live on air. And when you guys called him into the studio, he was eating. So that just tells me right there that he has and will never have remorse for anything. Who can eat when
she's upset?
People are so upset with you? I just don't know. I don't think that he's human. I think you guys really need to reevaluate the thing with Johnny. Oh. Sweet divots, everyone. Love you.
It's funny you think he's not human.
Yeah, well,
because
right.
now he's not.
Now he's about to not be human, and we can get all the apologies we damn well please. Now, meanwhile, someone else just wanted to mention, Allie, that they are also Johnny's age exactly, and they do not think that Johnny is a good representative of other people that are mid-20s.
I would love to know more from people in their mid-20s about what they think of Johnny, because I do think it's a generational divide.
No, see, this guy is making a point, and this is interesting. He says this is not a generation thing at all. This is a Johnny thing. Listen.
What's up, guys? So, podcast listener from Florida listening to yesterday's episode about Johnny being a douchebag, dumbass dick. No, it's not a generational gap all the time. So, I'm 27 next Monday, and this infuriates me constantly.
Oh.
He's exactly what Omar says. No work ethic and just expects everything given to him. And yeah, I can't stand my generation, especially when it's douchebags like that.
Okay.
Johnny, you're everything awful about our generation. Thanks, bud.
All right, that's a podcast listener from the other coast. But regardless, 27 next week, so same age as Johnny roughly, and he says that does not apply to him at all. Meanwhile, Allie, I just want to play this, and then we will listen to what AI Johnny has to say. AI Johnny will have the final word here, but someone is saying, and this is a great idea for a segment that we could do instead of Johnny Doesn't Know.
Hey, I have a pretty good idea for a new segment. Johnny doesn't know how good he has it.
Oh, that's a good segment. Johnny doesn't know how good he has it.
They have Johnny fill out job applications.
Like this behavior in other jobs would not be stood for very long at all.
From like retail, bars, restaurants, to like corporate jobs in like tech.
Anyway, this guy's saying that maybe Johnny realizes after working in a different job how great this is. Now, Johnny has had other jobs. This isn't the first place he's worked. But let's not talk about Johnny. Let's let Johnny answer for himself. This is AI Johnny, and whenever you're ready for your apology, because we're not getting one from Real Johnny. Real Johnny, you don't have an apology, is that right?
Well, I was actually going to say, I have something planned maybe for Friday that I want to actually do.
That sounds like Real Johnny.
I have something planned maybe for Friday.
Listen to what AI...
Friday? Friday I had actually something planned.
Which Friday, though?
Huh?
Which Friday?
What this Friday?
Oh, this is what AI Johnny has.
I got here at 5 a.m. this morning to write this letter of apology.
Wow, came in an hour before the show to write an apology. I love you.
I live in the building.
Good job, AI Johnny.
I am very sorry for any action I took recently, on or off the show, to appear entitled, ungrateful, or anything other than dedicated to my coveted post here at KROQ.
Also uses like big words and stuff in the right context, like coveted. Good job.
I know what coveted means.
I thought you thought that was a container.
That's cave.
I am deeply sorry to Klein, Allie, our listeners, and especially Omar.
Oh, look at that. Omar reached out to you personally. He's the best, AI Johnny.
You all need a team member who supports you and sets you up for success.
Yeah.
I admit I let my ego get the best of me and resulted in acting like a giant douche, which is my favorite D word. I promise to communicate clearly and professionally from now on. By the way, Did you know that every positive integer is the sum of 4 square numbers? That's a little math fact for you.
Whoa! AI Johnny just throwing in random math facts.
Spitting out math facts.
That's cool,
about
man.
integers.
Yeah. Does real Johnny have a math
minute ago, I
fact?
didn't know what coveted meant.
Hey, real Johnny, got a math fact?
Facts. I have no math facts.
No math fact. Hey, go ahead, AI Johnny. I like you.
You want to hear a math joke?
Sure.
yeah.
Oh, man, I'd love a math joke.
You can't argue with 90 degrees.
Why do you think that is, real Johnny?
I actually don't know. I want to hear. Wait, can you play the rest?
Yeah, we will. Don't worry. That's how the bit goes. AI.
It's like you're going to play the rest of this.
Yeah. we know. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, AI Johnny. I like AI Johnny. He's got math facts and math jokes.
You can't argue with 90 degrees.
Why?
It's always right.
Oh.
Waka waka.
That's Johnny. Real Johnny, do you get that joke?
90-degree angle.
Okay, well, he does. I guess he may be a...
Do you know that it's a right? All right.
Hey, I used to cheat on Algebra 2 homework.
All right, AI Johnny, anything else? Because we got to go.
Guys, I just gave myself a cool social media assignment.
Oh!
I'm going to sneak a microphone into the theaters and get real reviews from people as they're watching the movie.
Oh, look at real, and not just a chicken. That's actually useful for us to get audio from people.
Putting a microphone in your pants? That's great.
That's funny.
It's called During the Movie Reviews.
Oh.
I'll do it every week, and I won't be in it because it really should be about you guys and promoting the show.
Oh, lovely.
Wow, that's so opposite of
and
how
he
real
said he's
Johnny
going to do
is.
it consistently
Every week. I love you, AI Johnny.
I got to go. I'm about to post a flattering, well-lit picture of you guys.
That's so unlike real Johnny. Real Johnny just picks terrible angles and dark lighting.
With a thoughtfully worded caption that makes perfect sense.
Oh,
no need for a thank you. Just want to keep you guys in the loop. As I always say, if you're not the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Hey, there, AI Johnny. I like AI Johnny.
I think Johnny likes AI Johnny.
I do. Yeah, that was a good ending quote, too.
All right, thank you, AI Johnny. We appreciate you. Nothing but love for you. AI Johnny may be hired officially full-time here at KROQ.
Oh, yeah, and then promoted within a month.
All right, we got to take a break. We will be back with more show. And we got some tickets for you coming up to Ohana Fest.
Here's the lineup for the 3-day Ohana Fest at Doheny State Beach.
Ohana Festival founder Eddie Vedder making the call on this one himself.
Are you ready, Ohana? Are you ready? Ohana!
Listen to KROQ at 9 noon, 3 and 6 to win 3-day passes to Ohana Fest, September 26th to 28th. Doheny State Beach featuring Eddie Vedder in the Earthquakes, Green Day, Hosier, Kings of Leon, Cage the Elephant. Garbage, Wet Leg, and more.
Hello, this is Ed Vedder.
Hey, this is Billy Joe from Green Day.
It's Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant.
Hi, this is Shirley from Garbage. Listen to KROQ to win tickets to see us.
World Famous KROQ. Yeah, that's right.
Am I a terrible person because of something I tried to do to salvage Mother's Day yesterday? Allie, here. And I ask you, and I know you probably, Omar's going to say I'm a terrible person regardless of if I even tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
You, Allie, will potentially have my back. You're the only one. Everyone else.
That's what you said?
You want to hide the finger? That's what I wrote on the card.
You've got my back.
She didn't like it.
I don't know what you're about to say, but I do know that you were working very hard in Vegas to try and have something set up.
I had a thing set up.
So I even without knowing what it is, I kind of do have your back because I know you were making an effort.
Did you end up flying out earlier too on Sunday morning?
Yes.
So that we could be with our families.
We
Yeah.
ended up doing maybe the greatest sacrifice you can do, and I include anything a soldier has ever done.
Waking up still drunk.
Waking up at 5 a.m. to get on the first flight out so you can get back. I mean, I'm telling you right now, listen.
That's love.
That means that even just knowing you have that thing hanging over your head, there's nothing better than that later in the day flight out of Vegas where you're like, great, I'll wake up at my leisure. I'll have a nice bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, the only clock that's ticking in your mind is the checkout clock. Got to check out by 11.
Got to be up by 11, or better yet, do that thing where I call and go, check out, and they're like, they go like, what'd you say?
All right, fine, just room service.
And you go, no, okay, I'll just eat chicken fingers. That's a good. I like that compromise with the extended checkout call you make in a hotel, because they're so locked in. Every once in a while, you get someone that has a little gray area, but usually they're like, there's nothing we can do. Checkout's at 11. We are fully committed, and people have to be in the room, and they got to start cleaning it right away. But that's not going to happen because they got a couple carts per floor. And then you kind of do that whole, you play hardball with them, and occasionally they're like, all right, 11:30, and you're like, it feels like
you got like, oh my god, I have 30 extra minutes. I'm going to go back to sleep.
Yeah, it feels so. You're on the phone with them 3 hours to get that extra 30 minutes. Totally worth it. So I decided I had some reservations for dinner for yesterday, which are not easy to get. It's like Valentine's Day. I don't like doing it because it's like you feel like you're kind of a sucker.
Of course, yeah. And then the prices are always double or triple.
Sometimes.
And then there's even less options. If it's a brunch, absolutely. There's like 3 things on there you can pick from.
If any restaurant is offering some sort of something with mimosas, you just got to go somewhere else because you can tell they're really going to stick it to you.
As a mom, I just want to say I hate mimosas.
Good. Let's put an end to that. So I had some dinner reservations, and I never make just one. You would think one is more than enough, but I don't know.
You had some backup ones.
I don't know what you can be in the mood for. So I want a couple different styles of food.
Wait, what? What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask your wife, hey, where do you want to go on Mother's Day, and then make the reservation for that place?
I should have done that. In retrospect,
okay.
I just said,
what are you doing here? How many reservations?
3. I had 3.
3?
Yeah, and all
at different times or all at the same time?
All different times, Allie, because I didn't know that was why I did it that way. I said I don't know if she's going to want to go to kind of one of those like early ones where the kids are involved. I guess you got to bring the kids. It's Mother's Day. She's not my mom. She's my wife.
Yeah.
So I did an early one, and then I did a slightly later, but then I did like one that was quote like she would think was like a special. Certain restaurant.
I wish she had said she wanted to go to all 3.
Is your wife the type that likes it, a day all about her? Because there's, some wives that are like, just a quick dinner in bed. I'm all good. Let's get about our own business.
Here's how every woman is.
Go on. I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop my sentence.
I would
right now.
love to go down on you for Mother's Day.
No. That's right. No, it's all the same. Here is I'm not going to give you anything I want. You try to figure it out, but whatever you figured out is not exactly what I want. So now you have to
not true.
Improvise and come up with a plan B or C.
You're talking about your wife specifically.
Okay, that's how she is.
Because the people that I know, several of my friends that are in fights with their husbands today and all through yesterday because they did not even say Happy Mother's Day to their wives.
Really?
No, nothing. Just a regular ass day, and also, I'm tired. Can you clean up? Can you do this? Can you do that? And they eventually were just like, F you, dude, it's Mother's Day.
Do they have kids or no?
Yes, they have kids.
Does that mean not all women get to celebrate Mother's Day? Can we be honest with that?
What do you mean?
Well, it's a lot.
You mean like every woman, even if they're not a parent?
Well, I'll put it this way. We had someone that reached out and said that they were doing something special. And we're like, does she have kids? And my wife's like, she has 2 dogs. I'm like, that doesn't count. She doesn't get Mother's Day. 2 dogs.
Absolutely not.
What is that about?
So what, she's taking herself out or she was expecting everyone else to join her?
No, she was doing something special for herself because it's Mother's Day and she has 2 dogs.
Well... I mean, no one else is going to do it.
Didn't our boss send an email over the weekend?
Oh, I saw that. To the fur moms or whatever.
The
furry moms.
Boss.
Or something like that.
I'm sorry. There's no fur moms that are included in this, dude. No.
I'm a pretty lady.
It's way more difficult to raise a human being.
So, long and short of it is, I land yesterday. I get back pretty early. And I think to myself, between the airport and my house, I'm going to probably see 50 people on the side of the road selling flowers, which is great because all I got to do is buy some flowers. I didn't see anyone selling flowers yesterday. And I was like, I gotta.
That's crazy because there were so many on the way to the airport on Friday.
I saw them everywhere.
Oh my god!
I don't know how I couldn't see them, and I kept going. If I turn down this street, there's got to be someone selling flowers. Got to be someone selling. No one stopped at a place that had flowers. They said everything they had there was reserved already. Every flower was reserved. So I said, is anyone not going to pick them up? Can I buy a?
Why didn't you make a reservation for those?
Dumbass. I made all the wrong reservation. 30 minutes away from getting you into Ohana Fest with that stacked lineup like Green Day, Cage the Elephant, Wet Leg Hosier, Eddie Vedder, Kings of Leon, and Garbage, plus many more. We will make that happen for you starting at 9 o'clock this morning and all day here at KROQ. But right now we have a battle happening in a unofficial courtroom that will begin now, and you get to be a jury. We want you to listen closely to these two people that will both make their arguments. You will determine who's right, who's wrong in your own personal life, be it with your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family member. In this particular case, mother, daughter. There will be issues that come up, and some of them are just too small for small claims court, and that's where we shine.
In the legal system, cases are tried from Supreme Courts to small claims court. But what about stuff that's too small for small claims court? This is petty claims court.
I don't have my gavel today. That's
Why?
I don't know, because that's one of Johnny's jobs. He just fell coming into the studio. All right, well, that's AI Johnny would have had this for me.
Well, he's too busy looking at more math facts.
It's AI Johnny is.
You gavelled it and it just
fell right on the floor. That's us adding production value to the YouTube stream right there. All right, let's say hi to the daughter, Marissa. She's the one who put in the claim against her mother. And Mother's Day is a week from Sunday, so there's going to be a lot of this anti-mom stuff going on. I think that's what Mother's Day is all about, right, Allie?
What?
Marissa, what's going on?
Good morning, Sweet Knockers.
Sweet Knockers. What's going on?
Yeah, I love my mom, but I got some problems with my mama today.
What's going on?
So when we're driving, she acts like Speed Racer, but my biggest beef is that she insists on turning her body and turning her head to look at me in the passenger seat and have a full conversation.
Yeah.
I can't.
While she's driving.
Yes. Going like 80. I'm like, please just look ahead.
It is weird that it does seem like moms have a hard time focusing straight ahead while having a conversation. Like they almost need that eye contact.
Yeah, well, they care.
Yeah.
But also, I think that, like I mentioned earlier this week, I think people are at their worst when they're in a moving vehicle, and a lot of fights happen while in a car. But I think moms and their kids, specifically in a car, like there's so much history there. There are so many car rides that have happened that have resulted in fights. I would imagine this is something that happens every time you're in the car together.
Every time. And I'm just like, dude, please look ahead. Like, I get car sick, and I need to stare straight ahead. So I'm not looking at her when she's talking to me.
But Marissa, we'll have your mom on in a moment to defend herself. But you have a driver's license as well, correct?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to why you would not do I think the second I got my license, I already realized I was a more qualified driver than my mom.
Yeah.
I think I learned that very quickly, and by the time I was 16, I was driving. If I was going anywhere with my mom, I was like, I'll drive.
But I would offer to drive, and my mom says no, because she knows the area, she knows where she's going. It's like a pride thing that she wants to drive. Is that the case with your mom?
I think it's a combination. She also gets severely car sick too. So I
so no one wants
that from
to
her, so I just can't.
All right, let me say hi to your mom. This is Mary. Hey, Mom, you know what you've been accused of by your daughter, Marissa? She claims that when you try to converse with her while driving, you feel the need to completely turn your body and look at her as opposed to looking at the road. Is that true or false?
Yeah, that's true. I turn to look at the people I talk to. I like to, like you said, look people in the eye.
Right, but even as you are going 80 miles an hour down the freeway?
Yes.
Right.
But do you claim that you are, because even with texting and driving or distracted driving, some people feel like they are different. They are good at it. Do you feel like this impairs your ability to drive, or do you think you've mastered the art of having a eye contact, one-on-one conversation while driving?
Well, I wouldn't never text and drive because I think that's wrong. But yeah, I've been driving for 33 years, and I've been doing the same thing. And, you know, the one time I totaled my car when I was a teen, I was alone and rocking out to music and relatively paying attention.
Right.
So
you're
that
saying
was the one time. I did not have anybody in the car with me, and you know, anyway.
You have a crystal clear driving record while turning your entire body and face to talk to the person next to you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, they can do it in movies.
No blemish. In the movies, they do it all the time because there is a green screen behind them and they're not actually driving. But it is one of the funniest things when you see them having a full-on conversation.
Like, why are they still turning?
Because it does look weird in movies when they're staring straight ahead having a conversation.
Well, I don't find it weird.
Yeah, I get it.
You're less than a foot way.
Now, let me ask you a question. Marissa, does your mom do anything else while driving that you consider to be problematic or you would like to bring up as potentially supportive evidence here in this petty claims court?
I mean, she's just an aggressive driver anyway, and so my anxiety just kind of peaks. And so she gives me, like, if she's lane switching and everything, and then she's
I'm
got
an
her arm gestures.
efficient driver.
Yeah,
I love that.
She's got her defenses down.
Sure does. It's funny. She can rephrase everything.
You know, I believe, Marissa, does she bring up the one time I totaled my car story every time you get in a fight about this?
She likes to bring up she's never gone in an accident.
Yeah, because my mom has also never been in an accident. And my mom is a horrible, horrible driver.
Right.
She is an extremely distracted driver. She's always veering off into other lanes. I can see other drivers getting mad at her and honking at her.
Right.
She has no idea any of this is happening.
Yeah.
Also, the worst parker I've ever been with. But also, her biggest defense, I've never been in an accident, so who am I to talk?
She's probably fine. Your mom sounds great.
Okay, listen, I think a lot of the people that claim I've never been in an accident don't realize how many other accidents they've probably caused.
Exactly.
By
Like there's a car exploding in the background, and she's like, all right,
not
we're at
me.
TJ's.
No harm, no foul. All right, well, listen, we will give you each 10 seconds to plead your case one final time, closing arguments, and then the listeners will decide who's right, who's wrong. Marissa has brought her mother to petty claims court, says that of all of the things she does, the thing that is the most petty but annoying is that when she is driving, instead of looking at the road ahead, she will fully turn her body and head to look at her daughter who's sitting in the passenger seat. Marissa, 10 seconds to go ahead and close your argument up, and then we'll let your mom have the final word before the voting will begin.
When you're less than a foot away from someone in a closed-in vehicle, you do not need to look at them to have a conversation. Keep your eyes on the road. Be safe.
10 seconds well used. Mom, you get the final word here. 10 seconds. The audience will decide who's right, who's wrong, and there will be a consequence.
Okay, got it. Over 30 years of driving, I am an effective communicator as well as an efficient driver. I am mindful of the road and have great peripheral vision.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
This is a tough case.
We're going to open up the text line now, 800-520-1067. Although, full transparency, we never closed the text line. It was open the whole time. And I've already seen some of the responses. We will start counting the first 100 votes that come through at 800-520-1067. Come back, the official ruling and the verdict, and who will get bragging rights next on KROQ. excited to find out who wins and who loses this exciting edition of Petty Claims Court.
In the legal system, cases are tried from Supreme Courts to small claims court. But what about stuff that's too small for small claims court? This is Petty Claims Court.
If you're just joining us, it's Marissa who brought her mom to trial. Petty Claims Court said that whenever they drive, mom does the driving. Marissa said shotgun, even though Marissa's an adult, could drive, but lets her mom do it. And when the mom wants to say anything at all to Marissa, she doesn't just talk and look at the road. She turns her whole body and head to look at her daughter. And her daughter's going, we're going 80 down the freeway. Stop looking at me. Look at the road. Which is interesting because at some point in your life, you would think the parent would be the one that would be, trying to tell the kid to drive right. And then it shifts.
Yeah, but then also when kids get older, and I'm guilty of this too, you think you can tell your parents what to do. You think you know how to live life better than they do. And they're like, dude, I've been living life longer than you. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird. When I had to have a conversation with my parents about their weed gummies, and I was explaining to them about it was very strange to be on the other side of it and be like, listen, if you take too many, you can always call me. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I've been on the other side of this conversation.
Where did you get these? Who gave these to you?
Right. Tell me who it is.
Yeah.
And they said to me, I learned it from watching you, okay?
I was holding it for a friend.
Let me say hi to Cody, and then we'll get into the verdict in a moment. Both Marissa and Mary, the mom, are sweating it out, waiting for the results of this Petty Claims Court. Cody, what are your thoughts after hearing both people make their arguments? What do you got?
Oh, Team Marissa for sure. Okay, so I'm a Lyft driver and regularly communicate with people in both the passenger seat and the back seat. I have zero problem just keeping my eyes forward, holding a conversation with them, and trying to navigate traffic in places I've never been to. It's dangerous. All it takes is one person being stupid in front of you and pulling out in front of you or walking out into the street. Lives are over. Team daughter.
Is this Cripple Cody or just a different Cody?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Cripple Cody, you're a Lyft driver?
I do it on the side, yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't think you could use your arms or legs.
My arms work, dummy.
He just told us about a race he was in. He races cars.
Yeah, dude.
So you can't use your legs, though?
Yeah, I have hand controls.
Oh, man.
You didn't know that existed?
Is that the same price as a regular Lyft, or is that like a deal?
Same price.
Oh.
Cool.
I can't keep my wheelchair with me, so it makes it a little complicated when people want help in the car, though.
Oh, yeah, when you pull up to an airport and they're like, God, what a dick. This guy's getting out of the car and help me with my bags.
So, and do you let them know, like, hey, listen, I'm just so you know, I'm going to be driving with my hands, not my legs at all?
No, it never comes up, actually. People never even realize.
Oh, I would make that
Wait,
the whole
they never realize?
focus of the conversation. All right,
I would never shut up about that.
So even Cripple Cody, who has no working legs, is cannot believe that the mom would be so irresponsible. Mm-hmm. And I believe he lost his legs because of an accident, right? Wasn't it a motorcycle accident or something? Oh, I've lost him. I think he just drove into something.
Well, he has no legs.
Elena. Run back to the phone, Cody. I got to follow up. Hey, Elena, what's up?
Hi.
You have an opinion about this as well.
Yes, I'm also team daughter because my mom drives like a psycho, and even with my kids in the car, she'll like go 80 miles an hour, and same argument.
Right. Well, the thing about parent drivers is that they will make the argument that no matter what your definition of safe driving is, I've been doing this a long-ass time. I drove around when you were in the back seat, not even in a car seat, smoking 3 cigarettes, and this is how I drove. So you don't get to tell me.
With no seatbelt.
Right.
4 seatbelts.
Right. You don't get to tell me how to drive. There's all that stuff. And then the older they get, they start going, we didn't even have seatbelts or airbags in our car.
Yeah.
Our cars are made of lead paint.
This is another person. I am a Gen X, and I have a very good track record with no accidents or anything else. And I promise you, I am not a distractive driver. I'm a very good multitasker.
All right.
And that's another person said, you got to ride with moms because they are the best multitaskers on the planet.
Now,
so hashtag Team Mom.
Moms are good at multitasking, and they get that mom strength. So if they do crash the car, they're also able to lift it up off your body, apparently.
Exactly. 510 said you got to ride with the moms because she brought you into this world and she can effectively drive you out of it.
Yeah, she'll take you right out of it, bitch. All right, we got a ruling to get to. Allie's adding up the votes, and you understand, Marissa and Mary, that once we read the verdict, the Petty Claims Court results are final, and if we decide a rule in favor or against you, there will be a actual punishment that you will have to do or not do, right? You get all that?
Yeah,
we got it, but we can always settle on appeal.
Yeah, sure. You want to appeal?
That's true. I love it. She's
All right.
already thinking ahead.
All right.
714 said, my vote goes for Marissa. If mom had great peripheral vision, she wouldn't need to be turning her head to have a conversation.
Right.
But 310 said, has anyone died? No. I vote for mama. 562, I'm just jealous where in Southern California they're driving where they're able to get to 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, that part's the most impressive part.
310,
at midnight.
I vote for Marissa, but I feel hypocritical because I'm texting this as I drive.
Okay.
Please don't do that. But I have tallied the votes, and though I am sort of on the mom side because, yeah, hashtag Team Mom, Marissa has won this
Wow.
edition of Petty Claims
There you
Court.
go.
Marissa,
Appeal.
already yelling appeal.
File for appeal.
Listen, as a result, Marissa, you brought your mom to Petty Claims Court. You did win the vote. It's just the public that is listening. A lot of people have PTSD from driving, letting their parents do the driving. Mom, a couple of things moving forward. If you cannot keep your head on the road, which is what the jury has decided you have to do, we will put up one of those partitions. And it will make yes, like so you cannot actually
I like that.
see your daughter, and it'll also be good for farting reasons for both of you as well.
There you go. That's good. I'm fine.
All right.
Can't complain.
Oh, I'm sorry, Klein. On a technicality, this entire case has been thrown out.
Oh my God, damn! Unbelievable. The mom always gets her way. Well done. If you have an issue that you're dealing with, thank you both for joining us. Good luck with it. Mom, by the way, just so you know, she took that entire Petty Claims Court while driving in the car. She did not even pull over, and she did it well the whole way. If you have an issue you're dealing with, would like us to figure out once and for all who's right, who's wrong, no matter how small it is, it has to be small enough for us to battle. And someone actually asked us. Someone's going through a divorce right now, and they wanted us to figure out who should get more custody of the child.
Next.
And we're like, that's like
I don't
real.
know that.
They have real courts for that. We can't handle that stuff here. Petty Claims Court. You can slide in the DMs, Klein Alley Show. We could have you in a future episode. Quick break. Back in a moment. We've got for you your ADD news to get to. Ohana Fest tickets. We'll make that happen for you. And what is the best excuse you've ever heard for someone to not have sex with you, or an excuse you've given to avoid having sex? Apparently, it's happening more now than ever before. We'll get to that and more next.
The World Famous KROQ. Klein Alley Show. KROQ.
We'll do some ADD news, then we'll get you into Ohana Fest. That's quite a lineup there. Eddie Vedder, Kings of Leon, Hosier. You get Royal Otis there, and Green Day, Cage the Elephant, Wet Leg, and many others, including Mannequin Pussy. That's quite a lineup,
That's
Allie.
fun to say.
They're playing on the 28th of September. Ohana Fest is back. Doheny State Beach. We get you in at 9, noon, 3, and 6. And we will get you in again at 9. That's coming up in 5 minutes. I didn't realize I thought we were an hour off. I don't know why I thought it was still 7 o'clock. I have no idea. Hey, Alex, what's up?
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Fine. What can we do for you?
Let's go. Great show today. I just would like to call in real quick and dedicate my Woman Crush Wednesday to Allison Johnson. She's just the greatest person in the world, and every time I watch the YouTube, I just can't keep my eyes off of her.
Who's paying you to say this?
And also, what's the lowest y'all would take for that cutout behind y'all?
Oh, you want to buy the cutout of Allie doing her runner?
Let's put that on a towel for you.
I might need some more cutouts.
How much would you pay for that cutout of Allie putting on her marathon race?
If it's free shipping, I would say $15. I think that's the
$15.
Wow, what a flatter.
Yeah.
Sold. I was going to give it to you for $2. So hold on 1 second.
And I'm not even going to ask you what you're going to do with it.
He's got a woman crush on you. He's probably going to defile that thing. So have at it.
Well, this is a very valuable piece because our boss on vacation, this was a holiday vacation project of our boss. He wanted this high-res image while we were on vacation so that he could get a cutout of it made. And then somebody took it down when Linkin Park came and did that surprise visit in the studio because they thought it would be embarrassing. And the next day, our boss texted and said, "Where is the cutout? Why can't I see it on the live stream?"
Cutout of
anymore?
Allie. It's the greatest picture ever taken.
I don't care. You can have it, but you might have to fight with our boss over it.
764. That's her race number. And also how attractive she is on the 1 to 10 scale in that picture. She's a 764. That is so hot. She's off the charts. Let's get to your news. Then we'll give you some tickets to Ohana Fest. Here we go.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News.
Someone on the text line just bid $420.69 for the Allie cutout. That's
hilarious.
It's a much better price.
All right, the Lakers fight for their lives tonight. They have to win tonight's game to stay in the playoffs. The Clippers as well. They lost yesterday, and they trail 2-3 against the Denver Nuggets. And
hey, Johnny, do you feel guilty at all about that video you posted of saying the Lakers in 5 to everyone at Coachella that was wearing Lakers gear? Because now, obviously, that's not going to happen, and the Lakers are on the verge of elimination.
No, not at all. Diehard Lakers fan.
Yeah, I know, but that video kind of was a bit of a mush. That whole Lakers in 5 thing. It's like
I don't want to be lumped into the mush category like you guys.
Hey, Johnny, hold on. What do you think about this?
I am just so excited for the meeting after the show today. I have a long list of ideas that involve other people on the show, and not just me.
Well, that's so refreshing. Idea for other people, because every idea Real Johnny brings us is just about Johnny. Well, that's fascinating.
Also, I'll be there early, and I won't play guitar during the entire meeting, creating a distraction for the rest if you...
That's so cool.
Rest if you...
Just Johnny just sits there the whole time strumming his guitar. Real Johnny. I like you, AI Johnny. You can call more often, all right?
Sorry, I have to go. I'm in the middle of reading the Scientific American Journal. As you know, I like to learn as much as possible to make sure that I can contribute to any and all topics that may get discussed.
Hey, you're a good man. Thank you, Johnny. Good to talk to you guys. It's AI Johnny. He's the exact opposite of Real Johnny.
I have never slept shirtless next to any of my male friends.
Oh, well, Johnny has. We've seen the pictures. You're very different.
It's not gay.
Not gay, because they're friends.
So back to the Clippers and specifically the Intuit Dome. Now, this is a revolutionary creation. This was the first time that something like the Wall was created in a dome like Intuit Dome. It is 51 rows of uninterrupted seats that are stacked high vertically at the end of the arena, and it was designed to screw up and distract the focus of the opposing team. Now, after the completion of the regular season, has it worked? And the answer is a resounding yes, it has. Visitors made just 73.4% of their foul shots, which was ranked last in the NBA and is way lower than the 76.1% that they made on the other end of the floor. So this is pretty exciting because it actually works. It seems like this was something that cost a lot of money and they thought it was going to work, and now it did.
I wonder what the rules will eventually be Because obviously fans can do whatever they want to do to try to distract shooters, right? They've got things they'll wave up in the air, they'll chants. That's all acceptable. But if you can sneak it into the arena, you can wave it. But now that you can use the quote technology of the screens, that is eventually going to get to a point where I think that they're going to start interfering and saying you cannot do stuff.
But the wall is also the crowd, right?
Of course, yes.
It's supposed to be like the most diehard Clippers people.
And the way it was built, the angle they built it, because that's an interesting arena to be inside of, but in a way that really is supposed to really get inside of the head more so, psychologically mess with someone. And if it's working, it's working. That's kind of incredible.
All right, if you live in California, you're well aware that you are taxed to death on everything, including your gas. And now one way to get around this is driving an electric car. A lot of people have them now, and it has its own set of problems, but you can drive by that gas station knowing, thank God I don't have to deal with gas and gas prices and all the tax crap that comes with it. But that could change. Now that there are so many electric cars, which is what California wanted, they're not getting as much money from that gas tax. So they're rethinking and saying, hey, maybe we should do a mileage tax instead. Californians right now pay about $300 a year for gas taxes, but this would replace the gas tax with a mileage-based user fee that would charge drivers who use the road. So anybody who drives more would pay more, and anybody who drives less would pay less. And yes, this sucks, but thank God they're not doing it a time-based, like time spent on the road tax, because LA would be paying more taxes than anybody else in California.
Don't give them that idea, because they'll start doing that. They'll start doing it's a minute tax, as many minutes as you're in the road.
Gavin Newsom's listening.
They claim
He's like,
all
that's a great
the
idea.
taxes are what they use to repair the roads and constantly fill the potholes. Yet everywhere you go, there's a pothole. And if you do have one of those electric cars Ali was just speaking about, we'd love to see you this Friday, 11:30 to 1:30. We're going to be hanging out at the Rove charging station in Santa Ana.
It's the first electric car gas station.
Yeah, it's going to be a really cool hang.
No gas,
we will be
obviously.
there. First 100 people will get themselves car wash, courtesy of us. Take care of all that bird crap you got building
Get
up
your
on your
car
car.
charged up.
We'll charge you up. We got burgers and dogs there. We got tickets to Slightly Stupid. It's going to be a great hang. It's happening this Friday, 11:30 to 1:30. We're all going to be out there, so come hang if you can. Rove, Santa Ana, details up on our socials, Klein Alley Show.
Klein, would you rather bet on the Kentucky Derby or the next Pope?
I will be betting on both. I would like to take an exacta with the Pope and one of the horses from the Derby, if that's something I could do.
Do you think Citizen Bull is someone that is racing in the Derby or one of the Cardinals that's up for...
I know the horses. That's a horse. But some of the but listen, there have been horses before that have had very Pope-like names.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. Not in this race necessarily, but in other Kentucky Derbies or Belmont or Preakness or whatever else.
Yeah, well, it seems like the odds-on favorite is a horse called Journalism, and so that is a 3-to-1 horse, and some of the long shots are Final Gambit and Neoquus at 30-to-1 odds. But I think that the next Pope, because that starts next Wednesday, May 7th, I think it's going to be 2 days.
Two days before they announce the Pope.
Is that his name? 2 days?
It's going to be 2 days.
2 days. 6-1 on the fifth horse. This fifth race. Somebody take that. We get into a brand new hour of the show right now. It's a great hour because we start by giving you something you really want. Here we go.
Show 106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, let's do it. Call it 800-520-1067. We'll make your wildest dreams and fantasies come to life before your very ears and eyes, because we are currently streaming on YouTube as well. That's right, you've heard the show, but have you seen the show? Don't answer that. You can just check us out streaming live on YouTube now. And we got tickets for Ohana Fest. Look at this lineup, huh?
Great
26th through 28th of September, Doheny State Beach, ohanafest.com for details and tickets. But don't worry about that. If you win a pair from us right now, you'll be seeing Green Day, Cage the Elephant, Wet Leg, Hosier, Royal Otis, Eddie Vedder and the Earthlings, Kings of Leon, Garbage, and so many others at Doheny State Beach, Ohana Fest. Call it 20. We'll pick you up, give you the good news in just a moment. What's going on, Vanessa?
Sorry, we were having like phone tag issues, so...
You're having what?
Phone tag or phone tech?
Phone tag? The phone.
Phone towel? Another towel idea?
Oh, I got a phone towel.
I love it. Let's get your face on that ASAP. We got
Well,
lots.
you have a load when you're on your phone. There's a towel for that.
You know, sex excuses are a real problem. If you've ever tried to have sex and the person you were going to have sex with gave you an excuse as to why they were not in the mood, I've heard them all, trust me. I got a great one last night. Oh,
Why are we doing this while your wife could potentially be listening and collecting more excuses?
She's already used them all. There's not one excuse out there
But
she
you
hasn't
have
used.
the new sex rule, right? Only 2 vetoes or whatever.
I brought that up yesterday, and it's apparently there's some like fine print to that rule that I didn't know about. We'll talk about sex excuses coming up this hour. As a result, new research out that shows exactly how many times we should all be having sex to avoid depression. And if you're not at this number, well, then you could be depressed. And maybe this is a good reverse sex excuse. When someone sex excuses you, you go ahead and give them, well, just so you know, I'm 2 days away from full-blown depression.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think people are in a better mood generally when they are getting laid. And we will listen to some of the sex excuses you've used and some of the ones you've heard. And already on the text line, there are some doozies. So we'll get to all that coming up this hour on the show. Going to pick up caller 20 in a moment once we get the phones fixed at K-Rock. So good luck at 800-520-1067. Give you the good news that you're off to Ohana Fest, and then we will help you live forever. A brand new old person secret to share with you in a moment. If you like the idea of living forever, we give you the secret next on K-Rock. Well, apparently these are hot tickets because you guys broke the phones at K-Rock, so I don't know what to do now. Every single phone line is jammed up, and we can't even take these calls on the air. We're getting to the bottom of this.
They're all, like, locked.
Every phone line has been locked, and I feel bad because I see all these people. None of them. Hello? Yeah, I was just in the back office trying to work on it. Vanessa's very funny doing tech support because she goes, I hit all the buttons. I hit all the buttons.
All of them.
It's just frustrating when you're like, I know I need a winner right now, and I can't.
I know.
Well, we will have to figure this out. We have Ohana Fest tickets. We have to give them to you. We said 9 a.m.
Maybe do it blindly.
I can't answer any of the calls. I can't even I can't say hi to any of these people. Hello? 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 Hello?
Oh, are you guys still giving away tickets?
Hold on. Hello? You've made...
Hello.
Well, now we got two. Battle to the death. Go.
Oh, boy. Two people. Hello?
Hello.
Hi,
hello.
You're caller 1 and 2. I'm sorry, I got to do this live now. We can't even figure out how to do this in the back room. But you caller 3. There's a very exciting caller 4. Hi, K-Rock. You're caller 5. K-Rock. You're caller 6. Hi, K-Rock. You're caller 7. K-Rock caller 8. How many of these do you have to do, Allie? 20? Jesus Christ. This is Johnny's only job around here, and he can't even do this job right. Now I got to do this on the air. I bet you AI Johnny would have figured this out.
Come on, Vanessa's doing it too.
Caller 9. K-Rock, caller 10. K-Rock, caller 11. K-Rock, caller 12. K-Rock, caller 13. K-Rock, caller 14. K-Rock. Just exhausting job. K-Rock, caller 15. K-Rock, caller 16. K-Rock, caller 17.
You're
Hello.
almost there.
K-Rock, caller 18.
Come on, you're almost there. Keep going.
K-Rock, caller 19.
Finish.
K-Rock, hello?
Hello?
K-Rock, hi, who are you?
Good. Am I going to Ohana? I'll be better.
You are going to Ohana?
Yeah!
What is your name?
Yeah. I'm Nicole.
Hold on
All right,
one second,
don't
Nicole.
hang up.
I don't know. Guys, now she's jammed. Nicole, I think you're stuck on the air with us. I don't even know how to get you.
Oh,
Nicole,
no, now she's here forever.
Nicole, you're just going to do the rest of the show with us this morning, all right?
Hi, Allie.
Hi.
All right, Nicole, you're going to hang tight for the next hour with us on the air the whole time.
Oh, great.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, great. Nicole's on with us. She's a winner of Ohana Fest tickets, but I cannot somehow put her back on hold. So I don't know what happened here.
Just chime in when you think it's a good time, Nicole.
Hi. No dead air, right?
That's right. No dead air. Hey, Omar, did you spill more coffee all over the board today? What's going on?
I did not know.
This is a crazy situation we
It's a
got
very
here.
weird problem.
Hey,
We
there's
had
a-
load towels. We could work it.
Yeah, well, load towel would have solved this problem.
Thank you, Jake.
All right.
That's true.
That's a good point. All right, let's get to it. It's time for Old People Secrets. So how would you like to live forever? It's Klein Alley Show featuring listener Nicole, who is stuck on the phone with us because our phones are broken at K-Rock. So she's going to be our new friend for the next hour. Get excited and get to know the newest part of the show. It's listener Nicole and time for Old People Secrets. Here we go.
From chicken brain to drinking rain, not getting laid. They call me the barmaid.
They call me the barmaid.
That's right. Let's live forever with sweet dibbits.
Sweet dibbits.
Time for some old people secrets.
All right. Nicole, you ready for some Old People Secrets?
Yes, I guess.
She was all excited.
old,
Yeah, but don't you want to live forever? This is a woman we're going to meet in a moment. She's turned 103. She's going to give us her secret to living this long. We'll all take a guess at what we think it is, so get yours on the ready. But first, let's meet the old lady. Huh?
Ani Pecci makes her own coffee.
Well, that's something to be proud of. It's you're 103. You're still making your own cup of coffee every day. That's living
And she's
life.
probably making it old school.
Oh, yeah. She's just chewing on the beans raw.
Ani Pecci makes her own coffee, even on her birthday. How old are you today?
103.
Now,
Ooh, that coffee probably has all kinds of weird stuff in it.
it's kind of sad that even on her birthday, someone couldn't, come make her a cup of
Oh,
coffee.
I bet she's one of those stubborn old people
Oh,
who's
do
like,
it my
don't you
way."
touch my coffee, I make it myself.
Family says their Oma, German for grandmother, is a wellspring of love and wisdom and a ruthless pinochle player.
Oh, ruthless pinochle player.
German, I'm glad she's only a ruthless pinochle player.
She's got a lot of skills, actually. It's not just that. In fact, I don't talk about stereotypes of old people, but boy, she hits them all.
And a ruthless pinochle player. She loves watching The Sound of Music and The Price is Right.
It's the trifecta of being old right there.
Yes.
Hits
Oh,
them
God,
all.
I can't wait to be old. Sounds great.
What's
right,
that,
Nicole?
Right, Nicole?
Yeah.
All right.
She loves her beans and pinochle.
Pinochle and Price is Right. She's got her coffee every day.
Determined. She wants to do everything on her own.
And when telemarketers call, she outwits them.
Now he hangs up.
But there are parts.
See, I like that. She still plays around with the telemarketers. Now, I don't think it's because of whatever creative way she played with them. I think they probably were just like, I got to get off the phone with this
I
woman.
think, sometimes older people, they just want to have a good talk.
Yeah.
And even if it's a scammer calling, eventually the scammer is like, okay, you know what? This is not worth my time.
Right. He's
I'm
like,
gonna move on to
I'm
somebody
just trying to
else.
sell you solar here.
I don't even know how pinochle works.
Right. Let me go over the rules of pinochle again.
But there are parts of her life she prefers not to talk about. Her childhood in an orphanage.
Oh, well, why did the news reporter bring them up then? I mean, if she
That's
didn't
way
want-
more interesting than watching Price is Right.
Yeah, she grew up in an orphanage. So cool.
And later, going into labor with her second child at a refugee camp in Austria.
Oh, my God.
Damn.
Fascinating
she's
woman.
lived.
So she's 103, and the news reporter already brought up some sad parts of her life, and now we're going to get to what we believe is her secret to living this long.
Who is 20 years younger and living with dementia. What kind of person is your mother?
She's very cool. She's always been the most positive person I know.
Ani says a group home is not in the cards. She plans to stay right here and look after herself.
Do you have hopes for the future?
What kind of question is that?
she's 103, so she doesn't really have that much hope for the future.
What are you going to do for the next 100 years?
That's an even worse question.
You condescending bitch.
What are you going to do for the next 100 years? Wait, she's going to force
Die.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what a terrible question.
I won't be alive.
Not much.
A shining example of how to speak your mind, look for beauty in hard times, and never stop moving. Her secret to eternal youth.
All right, here we go.
Eternal youth?
Here's the question, guys. What is her secret? She's going to share with us in a moment. Nicole, we'll let you go first. What do you think her secret's going to be?
Well, of course, her coffee bean.
Okay, a coffee bean,
She
that
loves her-
strong coffee every day. That's what Nicole thinks. Allie, what's her secret? Old people's secret.
Consistency is key. Doing
Got
the
it.
same thing every day,
All
a
right.
routine.
Jake the Nerd, what's her secret?
Since she came up in an orphanage, I think she's going to say, a loving family.
Loving family that chooses you. Omar, does she have an old people's secret?
Yeah, it's Jake's right because she's taking care of her
daughter.
Her daughter, yeah. So I think it's going to be like friends and family.
All right, let's find out if anyone's right. And remember, all you got to do is follow the old people's advice, and you two can live forever.
Her secret to eternal youth, keep moving, and enjoy a daily slice of cake. What type of cake do you eat?
Everything.
Oh.
And I'll eat you.
She likes all the cake in the world. Nicole, it's been a pleasure having you as a part of our show, but now we finally figured out how to put you on hold and give you your tickets, all right?
Hey, thank you for
Hold on,
having me.
If
thank
something
you.
goes wrong, they're going to call you later.
Yeah, they got your number. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Phones are all messed up here. But that's what happens when you got a great prize like Ohana Fest tickets. We'll be back in a second. Now that we got the phones working again at KROQ. They're working again, Nicole? Vanessa, what's your name?
Lotel.
Yeah. Lotel? The phone's working? Good. Great. We'll come back.
No.
Sex
You know,
excuses.
I was distracted, but it's still the tiny towel. We're still not getting it.
Okay, Lodi.
Lodi. Sex excuses. What have you received or what have you told someone to avoid having sex? The
You win a
obvious
free
ones.
load towel for your story.
You will get a load towel, one of Vanessa's patent-pending load towels up for grabs. After this quick break here on KROQ, we'll come back with that next.
Here's the lineup for the 3-day Ohana Fest at Doheny State Beach.
Ohana Festival founder Eddie Vedder making the call on this one himself.
Are you ready, Ohana? Are you ready?
Listen to KROQ at 9 noon, 3 and 6 to win 3-day passes to Ohana Fest, September 26th to 28th. Doheny State Beach. Drink. Eddie Vedder and the Earthquakes. Green Day. Hosier. Kings of Leon. Cage the Elephant. Garbage. Wet Leg and more.
Hello, is that better?
Hey, this is Billy Joe from Green Day.
It's Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant.
Hi, this is Shirley from Garbage.
Listen to KROQ to win tickets to see us.
World Famous KROQ. Yeah, that's right.
Playoff hockey.
Postmaster Johnny has entered the studio now. You're going to see a lot of Postmaster Johnny today if you're watching on YouTube because he'll be back in here in about an hour for Lie Day Friday where we will get to the bottom of the dirty dishes that led to a whole kerfuffle here in the KROQ kitchen. So much so that every station was involved. Notes were sent. HR had to get involved. People's jobs were threatened. It was crazy, and I think it all began with one man named Johnny, but we'll figure it out officially when the lie detector man is in here. Right now, though, Johnny doesn't know. Chance for you to predict whether or not he'll know answers to very easy questions about money. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Johnny doesn't know.
Is this real?
Oh, Johnny doesn't know.
You can't use,
Johnny doesn't know. Johnny doesn't know.
your groin. What did you say, groin?
Johnny doesn't know.
Like, if I do, a thrust shot right to the genitals, off the backboard.
In fact, one of the questions that people have submitted, they'd like us to ask Johnny when he's on the lie detector test later, is does he ever throw the answers in Johnny Doesn't Know to try to sound dumber than he actually is, or is he actually this big of a dummy?
And Johnny would say, no cap on God. And we'd go, I don't know.
No cap on God would be the answer. So we'll find out later on today. Are you nervous, Johnny, about some of the questions that will be asked to you when you're strapped into the lie detector test?
No, not at all. I'm actually very excited for this.
Do you remember when you talked about bumps on your dong when we were driving up to Big Bear?
I do remember that.
There's a question about that will be asked in the lie detector as well.
Bumps on your dong.
Damn.
Yeah, so this lie detector test is going to go deep. It's going to go a lot deeper.
Why didn't you ask me about the bumps on your dong?
Well, don't worry. You'll have another chance.
Oh, you have bumps on your dong?
That's
you got a dong.
I know bumps. I know dong bumps.
Let's get into these questions now. There are a lot of people on the phone that would love to win, courtesy of Johnny's brain. And we start with David on KROQ. Good morning, David.
Yo, what up, Sweet Dibs?
Sweet Dibs, you don't need to know the answers. You just have to predict whether or not Johnny will know the answers. Questions all about money, because we were talking about something in the back office, and we realized Johnny doesn't know a lot about money. Mm-hmm. Doesn't know how money works, doesn't know really pretty much anything. So maybe he'll get these right and maybe he will not. Which famous person is on the $5 bill? Will Johnny know that, David?
I think no.
Going to go with no. All right, Johnny. It's a $5 bill. I know what you're saying. No one uses cash anymore. How would you even bother learning that? But which famous person is on the $5 bill?
I remember this because growing up, I used to get this when the Tooth Fairy would leave me money. So it was Abraham Lincoln.
Wow.
Come on.
$5 still?
Yeah, $5 when I was a kid.
That's nice.
Yeah. Hold on
Good Tooth
one
Fairy.
second. He got that right, David. So I'm sorry. Johnny does know certain things. Wouldn't know that, but he does know certain things. Let's say hi to Lily. Oh, Lily's a child? Oh, good to know. You want to play with a child?
Ooh, that was
I don't know if I want to answer that.
Pull that clip. No, don't pull that clip.
Tough.
We'll get to Lily in a second. Let's say hi to Austin on line 6. Hey, Austin, welcome to Johnny Doesn't Know Money. You ready to go?
Good morning, guys. Sweet Dibs.
Johnny, as you know, we're in officially people doing their taxes now. You're going to hear a lot of talk about CPA. People need to get a CPA for taxes. What does CPA stand for? Will Johnny know this, yes or no?
No.
All right.
Did you just forget that you have to do your taxes?
Well, yeah, I forgot. I got to go take it to my uncle because he's the tax man, and I was just like, "Oh crap!" You just reminded me, and we're way past the month.
You just reminded me that I have to get someone else to do this.
Yeah, Johnny, is he a CPA or he's just the tax man because he's your uncle?
Does taxes. He does taxes.
So he's a CPA, probably.
No.
Oh boy,
I don't know.
All right,
he's got a shop. That's all I know.
Austin doesn't a shop.
He's got a shop.
Austin doesn't believe that you will know this. Based on what you just said, I also agree you will not know this. What do you think a CPA stands for?
Cash person affiliate.
Ooh.
Cash person affiliate.
California person affiliate.
California person. So they can only happen and work in this state.
Okay, cash person affiliate then.
Okay, go back to that dumb answer.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Austin. Good job predicting Johnny would not know. That is absolutely incorrect.
Let's go.
What's the answer?
Certified public
notary.
No.
Notary. That's an N.
Sorry.
Certified public
authority. Accountant.
There we go.
Yes.
He got there.
Duh.
He got there.
Money. Yeah.
Duh. Money.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There you go.
I think we only have time for one more, which is too bad. I will give Lily a shot, though, because I bet you she'll know this answer, whether or not Johnny will or not. Lily, welcome to Johnny Doesn't Know Money. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Johnny, how much is 10,000 pennies? If you have 10,000 pennies, how much money do you have? Lily, will Johnny know this?
No.
Okay. Johnny, you have 10,000 pennies. How much money do you have?
100 pennies make up $1. 10,000 times 100 sounds like 100,000.
$100,000?
A million. No, 100,000. 100,000. A million's too much. 100,000 pennies.
Means $100,000?
Yes, because we're at... No.
Well, once again, I'm going to go back to the question.
Sorry, wait.
The
one more
question
time, please.
is, how much money do you have? His head is about to explode. You can watch his
I'm
head.
locking in right
My
now.
uncle would know this.
He would. He would.
Gotta call my uncle.
I'm sorry, Uncle
He's
Eddie.
the guy I give all my pennies
He's
to.
got a shop.
He's a California money man. Johnny, if you have 10,000 pennies, how much money do you have? Where we left off, you were at $100,000. I just want to go back to where we left off. Lily, don't say the answer, Lily, but do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Okay, you're 14.
She Googled
Johnny,
it.
she didn't Google it.
Yeah, she
Johnny, shouldn't you be at school now, Lily? What are you doing on our phone?
I'm going to school.
Oh, going to school. Yeah, you're learning what happens when you don't go to school right now. Johnny, you have 10,000 pennies handed to you. How much money do you have?
So if we have 100,000 pennies, then all we got to do is just really
It's not
multiply.
100,000. He keeps saying 10,000.
It's 10,000 effing pennies. Lily, you said Johnny will not know, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000.
$100,000?
10,000. Damn, why is this so tough? No, 100,000 pennies to make up a dollar. Or what did you say?
Again, it's 10,000.
Johnny.
100,000 pennies is $1.
Johnny,
Yes, I know. This one's hurting. Can I have a pen and paper?
Johnny,
Sure.
listen, you don't need a pen. Give him a pen and paper. I want to see what he draws here.
Please, okay.
Johnny,
here we
I'm
go.
going to start again at the beginning.
Draw some pennies.
Go ahead.
Draw all 10,000 and then count.
This is going to take a while, guys.
Okay. let's
Johnny,
go.
you have 10,000 pennies. How much
Okay.
money do you have?
10,000 pennies. 100 pennies make up a dollar.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I feel like we're just
What
moving
next?
the decimal. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 0, 0.
You're adding zeros.
Yes. Let's go $1 million. 1 million.
You have $1 million.
$1 million pennies. $1 million pennies to make up $100.
No,
What are
that's
you
not
saying?
the question.
100,000. Wow, I might be. Well,
God, man.
this is tough.
Lily, do you want to tell
I don't
Johnny?
know how you've always had more money than.
Lily, do you want to tell Johnny the answer?
She doesn't know. See, she's googling it right
Lily,
now.
what's the answer?
I don't actually know.
See?
What?
Well,
It's $100.
That's right.
There you
It's
go.
$100.
Oh, I was close. 100,
You were
100,000.
not close.
That's
You
You
were-
said $1 million at one point.
Hold on, Lily,
I got a
hold
little caught
on.
up.
Lily, hold on 1 second. All right, Allie. Austin got his right. Lily got hers right. I don't even know if Lily's old enough to win things from us.
Yeah, let's
but-
go with Austin.
But it doesn't matter anyway, because Austin, you were selected. You'll be going tonight if you want to Rise Against and Papa Roach. Excuse me.
Whoa.
Pop, remix. Or if you want, we leave Ricky Gervais at the Hollywood Bowl. Choice is yours.
Yeah, let's go tonight.
All
Thank
right,
you, guys.
cool. You're going to the Forum tonight. Enjoy that show. Johnny,
That was tough, man.
God bless you.
Thank
We'll
God.
be Johnny. He'll be back in the studio next hour for the lie detector test.
You can rest your brain.
I'm going to ask him again when he's back in here in an hour. for the lie
Stop.
detector.
Don't
Okay,
do it.
stop.
I can't do it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him again if, and I think
No.
that lie detector machine could explode. About sex excuses, because this is interesting. Two different articles came out this week. One claimed that
Both at the top of Klein's feed.
this is all I get is things.
It's food or sex. That's what they know you.
That's right. And by the way, most people. I'm not alone here. So you think about the animal kingdom, Allie. It's me and all the animals. You want to talk about that gorilla everyone's fighting? That's all they want
You
too.
would think we've advanced by now.
Have not.
No.
That's what motivates people more than anything else. Women claim this is one of the major reasons that they refuse to have sex is they realize that they have not shaved their legs. That's an actual real, according to research, that's a real excuse that women are using on a regular basis, but they claim that they're not in the mood because they realize, oh, I didn't shave my legs.
It's interesting that they're focusing on the legs.
Right. But
because we've paused or delayed sex before because we have to go shave other things.
other parts, just to find it. I get it.
Oh, your
Right.
face again?
Yeah, Safari.
No,
I was gonna
not my face.
Shave her mustache and her goatee.
No,
Hold on, my
it's-
flavor saver's not right. I'll be back in there in a moment, sweetie. 48% say that they haven't brushed their teeth. That'll be a deal breaker and a reason that they would use.
That's why I
And-
never have morning sex.
And some claim that they don't like to, if there hasn't been a shower. Like, oh, I haven't showered. That's a big one that guys will hear. I've heard that one
These are
many
all
times.
very legitimate to
Well,
me.
they're not.
And I've also said no because I felt gross.
Right. And
I've
that-
gotten that excuse and given that excuse.
Now, meanwhile, unrelated but also similar, this is a sexpert. I always question that term, but they've done research and they claim that if you go more than 1 month without intercourse, that can increase your stress, anxiety, depression, anger, all of the above, and that can lead to legitimate depression. And they have found that the optimal time that every human being should be having sex in any given year is between 52 and 103 times a year. So that works out to rough. It's 52, the low end is about once a week, and 103, which is the high end, is about twice a week.
Wow.
And they're saying that is the
And you
optimal.
wanted more than that.
3 times a week is what I was going for. That was the goal. I could go up to 5 if needed, but 3 was where I was happy to settle. Meanwhile, my wife and I had a new sexual agreement that was the one person could not veto the other person more than 2 times in a row. And then I tested that theory.
I just have some questions about consent here, but go on.
I tested that theory, and she vetoed me twice in a row because she said they were within 15 minutes. And the request.
You said no vetoes.
And I said, you can't do 2 vetoes in a row. And she said, well, there's a 24-hour period there. You cannot.
You can't just do, hey, have sex with me. No, I veto. Have sex with me. No, I veto. Well, these 2 vetoes.
That wasn't clear in the rules, so there was that.
So you win, man.
So thank you, Jake. So then she texted me yesterday, actually, during the show and said, maybe today will be a sex day. And I wrote back.
She said maybe today will be a sex day?
I think is what she sent me yesterday morning. It was something like, today feels like a sex day, something like that.
Wow.
So I didn't respond to that because that was a statement, I thought. So then last night,
You didn't respond?
What do you mean it's a statement? You think she's just having sex?
Today is a sex day. All right, well, I'll move on.
It's just a proclamation? Yeah.
You didn't even heart that?
Hear ye.
I declare today is a sex day.
Yeah, so I didn't respond.
Anyway, back to my day.
So,
no wonder you're not getting any.
You're missing opportunities here.
It happened during the show. We were talking, so I didn't respond in the moment. And then I came home yesterday. And
I declare the sex day over.
Well, last night we were getting ready for bed, and I was like, "This must be the time," because it hasn't happened yet.
Well, you waited till bed. You shouldn't have waited.
Yeah, well, that's what she said. So she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you said that today's a sex day." She goes, "You didn't even respond to that." I go, "Yeah, well, definitely, I'm in." She goes, "You didn't say that." So
yes, but don't you want initiation from her? That's her form of initiation, and you shot her down.
I didn't shoot it. She said the same thing. I didn't shoot her down.
Shot her down like a load towel.
I said, I said, I'm here. Let's do this. The day's not done yet.
Yeah, but you can't do it 10 minutes before the day ends. Then it's over.
She's
the window's done.
She's like, I'm already in my sleep shirt.
Yeah, she's already decided that it's not happening.
But what kind of excuse is that? I'm already in my sleep shirt? I said I could deal with that problem in less than a second. that thing comes off.
Lift it up.
It's not a sleep chastity belt. It's a sleep shirt. It's my old ripped T-shirt. That's my shirt you're wearing.
Yeah, but you know what? If I've already decided in my mind, especially if I'm like brushed my teeth, I'm all ready to go to bed.
Great.
No, because I've already started preparing for bed in my mind. I'm not going to switch over to sex mode. That's a totally different mode.
Yeah, she's like, no, it's sleep time now. And I'm like, what? No. I said, that's 2 vetoes. Now that's 3 vetoes in a row.
Yeah.
She said, I told you today was a sex day. You didn't respond. And I said, I'm here.
So you missed your chance.
So I don't even know what that means now. Does the clock reset?
I think so. I think the veto clock is reset.
So it's interesting because as they say we're having less and less sex, we have more and more excuses to avoid it, yet people need it. They're also going to be depressed. Diego, what is the greatest sex excuse you ever heard or used?
I used it, but come on. My track coach said we couldn't use...
That's an excuse. Come on.
All right, and they just walk away.
All right, enough about me. Yes, Diego, go ahead.
My track coach said we couldn't lose any testosterone a day before a track meet, so that was my excuse to not have sex.
Wow.
And why did you? Because it's interesting. I'm not going to say.
Why did you listen?
Yeah. Is that a real thing, or you made that up?
Lose.
No, he would tell us that, but I told her that because she would make me tired. Like I always felt used after like.
Yeah.
God bless you. God, I'm so jealous. You don't realize how good you got it.
You feel used.
Come on. That's
all
right. That's an interesting sex excuse.
310 said their worst excuse was someone said I have church in the morning. So they didn't feel like they could do something dirty the night before that they have church.
That's brutal.
Then every Saturday night is out.
Yeah, but also the worst part of hearing is when you know it's an excuse. Like no one wants to just be mean and just say I don't want to have sex with you right now. So they feel like the excuse is a great way to buffer the reason they're saying they don't want to do it. But the problem is when you know you're getting a terrible excuse.
323 said I had to deny my husband sex last night just to get sleep because when I do have sex, it gives me a boost of energy that works better than coffee. So it's very hard for me to have sex before I go to bed.
My wife brought that up as well because she said I'm now past the window where if we have sex, it's going to energize her. And I said, but why? I don't do anything.
But why? I'm such a boring lover.
There's nothing I'm doing that's energizing you. Come on. I said that. Come on.
Come on.
818 said in the last week I've heard from my wife I can't have sex because I'm too full and I can't have sex because I'm too hungry. So she's used both opposite excuses of two opposite things, and that's where our brains go absolutely insane because we go, which one is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also, if you are in a family that has children, most of the time one of you is sick. So that's another, I mean, sexcuse is a sexcuse, right? Like, if I feel gross or if I still have a lingering cold or something like that, that's definitely, there's like a 7-day buffer on either side of that sickness that I'm out on sex.
Heard recently, can't do it now. I'm thinking about taxes. That's a tough one to hear.
Well,
if you heard
I've had that
one as
happen
well.
before.
I'm not in the mood. I just watched Allie's panty haul video. All right, well, that's a legitimate excuse right there. If you're using
I think
that
that happened to Katie.
I think that's Allie's wife right there.
I can't, honey. I saw your panty haul video.
There have been so many that have been used, and this is the worst time because the reality is we all should be having way more sex. There's a population problem, apparently, and everyone's all depressed and anxious, and this seems to solve a lot of problems. But I think people have gotten too picky, and they've gotten too good at their excuses.
714 said, I really wanted to have sex when I started this conversation, and now you've made it seem like such a chore.
So there we go. We've done our job.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Creating problems or solving problems by creating new ones. KROQ.
His wife's their comments about not wanting to have sex.
Yes, excuses.
It's the opposite for me. I never say no. I want to have sex every day, and my husband is the one that says no with like lame comments or just I don't want to have sex.
Mm-hmm. What is the weirdest excuse he's ever used to not have sex?
I don't know. It's weird. He's just I made him upset. You know, And it's like a way to get back at me because he knows I want to have sex.
Wow. Oh, man. That's wild.
He doesn't even give an excuse. No, I don't feel like it. Or
I feel like that's interesting how people seem to pair off that way, where there's always someone in the relationship that wants it more than the other person. It's very,
I think it's very rare that you'd both be on the exact same page,
that's
right?
the hard part, right? That's the trouble.
Well, what's tough is when two people don't care about it that much. Especially that happens in female relationships with other women, and they call it lesbian bed death.
Oh, God. So it's terrible.
Because they're just like, do you want to? Nah, not really. Do you want to? Nah. And then you just go months without it.
Oh, man. That's ruined everything. Allie's just ruined lesbianism for me now forever. Spent my whole life.
Well, it's very different than it is on the websites you go to.
Well, Michelle, I'm sorry. I feel bad. There's a lot of people on the text line that said they'd like to help you out, but we cannot do that. You seem like you're in a great marriage.
Oh. Really? I never said that, though.
Oh, okay. All right,
I never said I was in a great marriage.
All right, wonderful. Jake's first in line. All right, we got one more song, then we'll do some takeaways, but there is something we have to do before we even get to the song.
Thunderbolt and Lively very, very frightened me. Woo!
You know what that means. Then we'll be talking to you shortly. We'll wrap up the show with some takeaways and some of your tickets next on KROQ. Wrap it up with some takeaways. Get the hell out of here. Turn it over to Nicole Alvarez. She'll have 40 minutes nonstop KROQ for you. Even better, more tickets to Ohana Fest starting at noon. You'll win them at noon. Then 3 and 6 with the great Kevin Ryder. Back on KROQ. That's right. The Kevin Ryder of Kevin and Bean is back in the afternoons right here on the World Famous KROQ. He forgot some mail here. Came out to get it, and they wouldn't let him leave. They said, now you're going to take over the afternoons. He said, great. Count me in. So here he is, and he'll have couple of chances for you to win those tickets to Ohana Fest. All right, before we get out of here and do takeaways, let's say hi to Ray. What's up, Ray?
Hi. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
How's it going? Sweet Dibs.
Sweet Dibs. Why are you calling?
For the Thunderbolts tickets.
You will be going to an advanced screening of Marvel's Thunderbolts.
Oh, my God, hell yeah.
Congratulations.
Excited.
That is happening.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night, Vidiots in Eagle Rock, hosted by our very own Miles the DJ. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
You're very welcome. Hold on. I guess one of the bands that's in the soundtrack of that movie is going to be there as well, maybe doing a live performance. It's going to be a whole hang. You're in, Ray. Thanks for listening to the show. Tomorrow, hopefully, we have more of those tickets to give you as well. We'll get you more Ohana Fest tickets. I'm sure we'll get you some more sold-out Royal Otis tickets, and who knows what else. All right, takeaways from today's show. What do we got?
All right, 951. My takeaway is a good indication that someone is... Oh, wait, hold on a second. That's from yesterday. Why do I still have these on my thing? Okay, 510. My takeaway is that AI Johnny doesn't need to be called Postmaster Johnny because AI Johnny knows how to mail stuff already.
Yeah, AI Johnny loves the mail.
What up, my fine, upstanding co-workers?
Hey, I love you, AI Johnny. You the man.
626. My takeaway is I believe Klein is secretly wearing the pantyhose and enjoying it very much. What? These don't make any sense.
Are you pre-screening these takeaways today?
I was. But
Doesn't appear you are.
No, I got them kind of mixed
it
up with some
appears that you're just reading whatever gets written in.
No, hold on a second.
Including yesterday's.
I did have yesterday's saved on my document, even though I usually erase them beforehand. 626, my takeaway is Klein got shot down by his wife like a big old load towel.
That
And
doesn't make any sense.
I know, none of these make sense today.
There's like
Are you okay?
There's like
626,
there's like
my
hundreds
takeaway.
here though. Why don't you read some of the ones that make sense? There's some really funny ones
503,
here.
Allie moves at the speed of mush.
Oh, that was my takeaway.
Okay.
That's a great takeaway.
909, my takeaway is saying "come on" can negate all sexual advances.
626, hear ye, declare this sex day for all.
Okay.
My takeaway is that Klein is covered in
It's hard, isn't it?
No, my takeaway is that Klein is covered in hair, so no one can actually have sex with him because they can't find his genitals under all that hair. All right, that's a very long
long-winded
takeaway.
one.
Thank you for that.
I'm telling you, these are all terrible.
My takeaway is that Vanessa is and always will be the inventor of the load towel. That's a good takeaway.
Tiny towel.
What's your takeaway, Jake the Nerd?
As long as it consents, you can legally fight a baby gorilla.
Yeah, you can pet a baby gorilla.
Especially with a diaper
As
on.
long as it knows what it's doing. Allie, takeaway?
My takeaway is be careful or the it clown will take your phone.
Yeah, do not drop your phone in the sewers. Omar, you got a takeaway or are we done?
We're done.
All right, good.
Well, actually, Lippy is available for all your next children's party.
That's a good takeaway.
Have a great day.
Jake.
Do it tomorrow. Try to do it better. If you need us in the meantime, the GOAT line's open for you, 844-956-GOAT. Remember, this Friday, we're going to be hanging out in Santa Ana. I haven't done a show hang there. We'll be there from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Rove and Recharge Market. It's going to be a good hang. Us, Gelson's, food. We will be there. Tickets, Slightly Stupid. Tickets, Wild Rivers. Car washes for the first 100 people. KROQ stickers.
I
It'll
think
be
Jake's
great.
going to do a bikini car wash, too,
Jake
right?
is going to do a bikini
That's not
car
a thing
wash.
yet.
He's showing off his new bikini bod
You didn't
in the
say
flesh.
no.
I did say yes.
So Jake is going to be in a bikini.
No vetoes.
No vetoes. That'll be this Friday. Santa Ana. We got details up on our socials at Klein Alley Show. All right, bye.
That they feel that they feel that